Time's up, Admiral.
Here it comes.
Hail and howdy, everybody. Welcome back to Anime Odyssey August edition, getting it in right under the wire.
Yes.
Last minute, because Dermy's schedule sucks and I was sick last week. So
pretty much it.
That's it. But we are still on track to complete Summer of Gundam, like we promised. Dermy, hi. How you doing?
Hi, how are you?
I have bad transitions today, so I'm not even going to try.
I'm waking up still. You know, I've been basically being lazy all day.
Yeah.
I got a few things for after the show, but other than that, I've been thinking about Final Fantasy and watching.
Yeah, we promise you all right now, we are not playing Final Fantasy 14 while we're doing this. We promise.
I was trying to figure out how to do it.
Yeah. And I can't do it because I need to hook I would have to hook my mouse and keyboard up to a different computer. So I can't, literally, because I am in charge of the show. Buttons and the clicking and this and that. So we promise that we'll save that for later, because we'll be playing it later tonight. But that's a different story. Here, right now, we're going to talk anime because we love anime. It's fun. We're going to talk Gundam Seed Destiny Part 2. I'm excited. This is the good stuff tonight.
The really good stuff.
The good stuff. And we will get to talk One Piece because we do it every week. We do it every month now. Once a month. We recap what's going on in the manga. We do a little theory crafting. and we will bring back a discussion that we had on Ballbusters on Friday, because now it's part of the 3 chapters that we'll be going over, and the changing of the lore, or the rewriting of the lore, the additional information.
The additional information that recategorizes what Gecko Moria is, and kind of makes you start looking at all of his choices differently.
Yeah, I mean, he's still a son of a bitch.
Yeah, he's still a bastard, but I'm kind of more liking of him.
Well, you understand it. Become a monster to fight a monster, in a way, but it's still not good. Anyway, so hell, howdy everybody in the chat. We hope you guys have had a good Saturday so far. The best thing you can do right now, hit those like buttons. Hit them.
It's Sunday.
It's Sunday. Yeah, it's Sunday. Anyway,
you said
I know what I said.
You really want to play Final Fantasy?
I know what I said. Listen. I went to bed very late last night because we were up very late playing Final Fantasy, and I mostly got enough sleep. And I told everybody what my dreams were like last night on Roundtable. It was entertaining. Both Jed and Dre say I am insane.
I don't know what your dreams were. I can tell you right now, I dreamed about Final Fantasy and playing it with you guys, and you guys are shitting on me for like a year that I was having.
All right, not to have the thing. My first dream was a bunch of us going to see a shitty Marvel movie and complaining about it, which, okay, that's understandable. But the other one was truly insane. I go watch the beginning of Roundtable. You can watch my insanity if anybody wants to see that. And just look on Dre's face alone. His question: do you have any 1986 crack in your house? That was his first question, because it was out there. It's a weird one. Anyway, we're here to talk anime. Warm up. How you liking this current season so far, Dermy? You enjoying current season?
This current season of anime?
Yeah.
There's some stuff that I do really like. Clevitus, I've been enjoying. I talked about it a little bit yesterday. My biggest problem with it has very fancy and fantastical dialogue that they use with characters that deliver it very monotone. So it's kind of boring.
That could be the voice acting problem.
I think it's a voice acting problem in the grand scheme of things, because there's some really cool shit that they're doing, but at the same time, it's very, I want to fall asleep while watching this.
Yeah, I got another month before I can get to it. I'm watching some really boring shit right now that I had missed over the years, and there's a reason why I probably skipped it. I've watched. What was the first one I watched? I already forgot it. It was so boring. Already forgot it. Not offensive, just boring. Current one I'm watching, it's another isekai. Dude gets randomly shot, ends up in a new world. Automatically a 15-year-old, and he wants to be a healer. It's like basically my new life as a healer or some shit like that. And I'm 8 episodes in now, but watching it as slow as I can, it puts me right to sleep. Which is what it's there for. And it was not. I can see why it didn't go in there, because it's just boring. Nothing's happening.
I mean, the other anime I've been watching, and I'm so excited to watch the new episode 4 that came out today, but I watch them on Mondays. I cannot say it. I call it Gotchi.
The garbage one.
Yeah, the garbage one.
Yeah.
That's not calling it garbage. That's
no. It's a world of garbage. Yeah, it's a world of garbage.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm fine with the.
Yeah, you were spoiling shit left and right last night. I'm like, I had my hands in like raw meat, so I couldn't run back in there and say, stop. No.
One of the things that I spoiled though is like it shows up in the first episode, and you kind of see what the whole like he likes garbage because he views himself as garbage.
So that's one of the ones on my list to watch. I got about 15, or I got somewhere between 15 and 20 on my list to watch when all things are said and done at the end of next month.
I spoiled part of it for myself because I was looking up the character
that I missed
on stream.
That I had the screen up, but I was looking at this screen, not this screen. So I didn't see anything. Yeah.
I didn't really show it on screen. I was just going to see like a character's name she shows up in like episode 2, and I couldn't remember her name. And then I look at the wiki. It goes like, "Oh shit! I just got spoiled because there's the boss of the crew. Fuck."
I'm sorry.
I'm a little
Gotta be
upset
careful.
about that one.
Gotta be careful. I mean, listen, I know I complain about it a lot, but I have successfully completely pruned my X timeline of anime spoilers and manga spoilers. I don't get that shit anymore.
I don't get that
I'm
either.
happy. I'm happy.
I get a bunch of retards yelling about video games.
That's a different topic.
Yes.
We'll come back to that another time. Anyway, so let's hail out everybody. Let's get to Gundam. Gundam Seed Destiny Part 2, where last we left. We did a little bit of teasing, if I remember correctly, because I was wondering, did I say things out of order? I'm like, no, we were teasing of stuff to come. When last we left, Shin had delivered Stella back to Neo, and Shin was now in custody. And now we are at the point where we're literally at the point where Lacus is on the move. She says, it's time for me to do what I need to do. And she needs to get space. And that's a brilliant episode for so many reasons. One, it gave us a little cute Kira Lacus moment, which is like arm around the shoulder, which was so rare in this season for us. Kira Lacus moments are so rare, and I grasp and hold on to every single one of them. And she does. This is one of my favorite moments of the entire season. Is when she shows up her and Waltfeld head out to commandeer the transport they set up for Mir, who's pretending to be Lacus.
Yes. And
they get there, and Lacus goes into idle mode. And she's just signing things like crazy. And Waltfeld's like, oh my God, what's going on here? What is she doing? This is nuts. And she's like, and they manage to get through everything. And then Mir, in super bitchy mode, is like, where is everybody to meet me? I'm Lacus Klein. Why is there meet me? Not knowing that they got everything that
she's completely unaware that the real Lacus is there.
Yeah.
And is doing everything. So she's bitching because it's like, where is everybody? Nobody is aware of this except for her, Lacus, and Waltfeld.
Yeah. And then they bum rush the transport, knock everybody out, throw them out. And then, of course, Mir's agent, who's really a plant, who really knows what's going on, is like, shit, it's the real one. And someone goes, real one? Imposters are stealing the ship. And then they bust out, and of course, then there are a bunch of Jins hanging out at the station, and they're gonna get caught.
Were they Jins or were they goofs?
They were Jins. They were Jins.
They were Jins.
They weren't goofs because they transformed into fighter modes. They were transformable.
You're right.
Yeah, and in just a moment's like, shit, we're not gonna make it. And then, of course, without surprise, Kira shows up with the Freedom and just annihilates everything.
He has to show up to protect his girl.
Yeah,
he has to do it.
I had. It's like I had to say goodbye one more time, and Lacus is like, "Oh, I love you." He's like, "I love you so much." And they talk until the last second until the comms go out and they're into space, and now that's like the last nice happy moment we're gonna get for a while with anything, because now we're getting some dark fucking shit.
We just begin shit after shit after shit because we're approaching destroy.
Yeah, we are there. So what happens is back in Blue Cosmos, Jabril is pissed that everything's gone to pot. So now he decides it's time to unleash hell. And he rolls out the Destroy Gundam. And Stella's now been reincorporated into Phantom Pain. Of course, Sting, the only other remaining member, has had his memory wiped of her. So he's pissed off that she's going to get the pilot Destroy, and he's not going to because he's still piloting the Chaos. And no, Gaia Chaos. Yeah, he's still piloting the Chaos. Chaos has been rebuilt again for like the third time. And that's the sad thing. Just to remark that, we remarked that last time. The sad thing is that if he still had his memories of her, he wouldn't have been pissed off because she's the better pilot. And he knows she's the better pilot. So Stella's going to get the pilot the Abyss, and Neo
not the Abyss, the Chaos.
Yeah, sorry, no, the Destroy. I meant the Destroy. Sorry, she's getting pilots to Destroy, and Neo, who is in full son of a bitch mode because he's still not Mu, he's Neo, says to her, Stella, you have to go out there and do this, or the bad things are going to come and get you. And oh man, he just does
that's the trigger words and stuff that just sets her off.
Yeah, have her in fear. So now they start marching on essentially the Kingdom of Scandinavia. They start marching.
Was it Scandinavia or was it Russia? I know it was cold.
It's Eastern Europe. Let's just say
Eastern Europe. That's what Eastern we know for sure.
And the Destroy in base mode, which just looks like a floating disc with legs, is just annihilating shit left and right, and footage is everywhere.
Giant floating disc with legs and big fucking guns.
Yeah,
bigger than all the other fucking Gundam out there. It's huge.
Biggest Gundam I've ever seen. Not counting what goes on in G Gundam. That's a different kind of category.
It also not counting what goes on in the original Gundam with their Titan classes.
Yeah. I never actually saw that Titan class. I never actually got that far.
They're basically the same. It looks exactly like the Destroy.
Okay. All right. Well,
except less boom booms.
Yeah. Listen, back in OG Gundam, they didn't have the armaments that they lay out on Gundams in current day modern Gundam. They totally up the armaments. So what happens then is the Destroy with an army attached to it. It's not by itself. It has a full Earth Alliance army going along. They're murdering left and right. Civilians, Zaft, everything, annihilation. And what happens is the Minerva is told to remain in port. But the Archangel says, oh, hell no. Kira says, we can't. Kira, who's legitimately in charge now, they're following his orders. We're going to go there. We're going to stop this. And now we get a sequence of events, or the beginning of a sequence of events that is going to carry on for the next 15, 20 episodes. So the Archangel arrives. And even Kira in God mode is having a hard time because he's never faced anything like this.
And this thing also has those protective shields and everything. So a lot of his guns are just bouncing off.
Shielding. It's reflecting his plasma blast. So and of course Kira's not going for the kill. Remember that. He's just trying to stop this. So he's going at it, but he's falling back and he's trying to assess what's going on here. But he's holding it off because Stella's having a hard time dealing with him because he's so fast and he's zipping around. But the defenses of the Destroy are impressive. Like you said, it's got the positron shielding. It can. And then what happens is then it transforms in front of Kira, and then we see its full nastiness. This massive, dark Gundam.
Looks so fucking cool.
It's incredible. You know, let me pull up a picture of Destroy.
So fucking cool. Arms can detach and become more guns. There's guns everywhere.
Yeah.
It is destruction incarnate. That's why it's called the Destroy, and I love it.
Yep. And this is the most devastating it does it every time I load this up. This is the most devastating that we see the Destroy. This is the most devastating because of Stella. That needs to be understood right now. The Destroy is as devastating and nasty as it is because Stella is the perfect pilot for it. I'm looking for here we go. Here's right after it transforms. No, not that. Here we go. This is, boom, look at this thing. What a beast. Look at that.
Ooh.
That's a beast.
Oh, basically the guns on its arm can pop off. The arms itself can pop off. The fingers are guns itself. Everything's a fucking gun.
It right here. These are plasma cannons. 3 plasma cannons. Even up here too. I mean, it's armed to the teeth. It's a country destroyer, is what it is. It's a nation destroyer. And
when you put a normal Gundam up to it, the normal Gundam's probably as big as its foot.
Yeah, about that. It's like this big. You see it. A big Gundam, like from here to here, is a normal Gundam because we see it at the very end when Kira goes in for the kill.
Yeah, this thing is massive and beautiful, and I love it.
Yeah, and to bring back to the point, it's so effective here that Kira has a hard time with it because Stella is the perfect pilot for it with her behavior, her skill. And what's going on here is the Archangel's the first. Remember this, guys. Remember this. The Archangel is the first one to show up to try and stop it.
Yeah.
To stop the destruction. Then the Minerva is mobilized. And they go and they put out Shin still in the
it's in the not
Destiny.
Not the Destiny. It's prior to the Destiny, whatever that awful one is.
He's still in the I already forgot it. I had it 2 seconds ago.
I don't remember what it's called. I ignore it because it's so fucking awful.
Oh, what is it? It's gonna kill me, but I know it. I'm saying so many names. I just lost it.
Let me look it up.
No, I can get it. I can get it. The Impulse. Yeah.
I hate the Impulse.
Yeah, he's still in the Impulse. And Shin shows up, and he, of course, is a little more effective in the initial battle because of his nature. He's going in for the kill, whereas Kira's trying not to. Now, remember, there's more going on here. You've got the Minerva, you've got a Phantom Pain ship, and Neo goes out in his Wyndham, his purple kind of pseudo Gundam.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, you've got Sting in the Chaos with a few other mobile suits, and you've got the Minerva who's hunting back, but you've got the Archangel with a full complement of Murasames. Mm-hmm. Now, because they picked up the crew that were left behind from the Battle of Orb.
Yep. Battle 2 of Orb.
Battle 2 of Orb, in the oceans. Battle in the oceans outside of Orb, at the port of Orb. And now what happens, what is great is that, I know you love this. I know you do. Mm-hmm. The Murasames handle Sting in the Chaos. They handle him.
Oh, I love the Murasames and the fuck, I can't remember the other one. I just love the Astrays. I love those. The design is beautiful, and I still have it's right back there, mm-hmm. My Astray red frame. I love it. I love it so much. So I'm watching those do that. I see the destroy. I love this moment, even with how tragic it is. I love this battle.
Yeah, because here's another shot of the destroy with fighting. That looks like the Impulse because of the pack there. Let me bring this back up. That's the middle of the battle right there. There's a great action Impulse shot, and some jackass has put something else in here. They've superimposed a PNG in here, but that's the Impulse. You can tell because of the jetpack. But that's what the destroy is doing. And what happens is Neo gets involved, and he says he gets through Shin's communication and says, "Hey kid, stop attacking that because Stella's in there." And then suddenly Shin doesn't want to attack it anymore.
Yep. Because the girl that he loves is in there.
And things get messy from here. Now, brilliantly, I love this moment. Kira goes, "Maru, pick up this guy." She goes, "Pick up what?" And then Kira just aces Neo in the Wyndham. Just takes him down, crash lands. And then as Maru goes clean it up, they get a shot of him ejected from the cockpit. And she's like, "Wait a minute. Here's now where we get the reveal. We've said it before, but now here's the reveal. It's Mu. All scarred up Mu." She's like, "Oh my God, it's Mu." So they pick him up. He's now a prisoner of war on the Archangel. Mm-hmm. And now Kira and Shin are trying to engage Gundam, but Kira's trying to stop it while now Shin's trying to defend it.
Yeah.
So it gets super messy. Kira brushes Shin aside because the Impulse is no match for the Freedom in a straight up fight. And because what happens though is now the battle's going on and Stella has now got the imprinted image of the Freedom descending menacingly, and it triggers her because now you get the explosion. Her cockpit is revealed. She's got shrapnel all over her, and Shin is trying to talk her down. And Kira sees the opening and says, "I'm going to stop this now because problem is." Well, no, I'm sorry. Kira just appears behind. He's not attacking because he hears that there's a conversation going on. So he backs off. But then Stella, who Neo had pre-programmed to be afraid of the Freedom, just sees the Freedom hovering there. And she goes berserk.
Yeah.
And she starts annihilating. And Kira says, "That's it. We got to stop this. No more fucking around." That's when he brushes Shin aside, and Kira, as she's charging up the chest plasma cannons, just does a chest stab with his beam saber, and causes a chain reaction.
Chain reaction that he probably didn't want to do, but he had no choice.
He had
to.
Yeah.
Because it was too chaotic. It was getting out of hand, and if he didn't do it, there would have been. I think everybody would have died.
Yeah.
I don't even think she would have survived because of how damaged the destroy was. So I think it was just an inevitable.
Yeah. So Kira does the hero move, and the problem is the whole thing explodes in a brilliant destructive moment. That's some great scenery there of the destroy just kind of going boom, boom, and just like looking up there and like firing the blast. It's brilliant. It's great because it's not only that, it's Stella's death throes essentially too, because she's mortally wounded from that. And then Kira and the Archangel fuck off. They did what they need to do because now the Minerva and Zaft are coming in. And it's like, okay, we're not going to fight. We're going to get out of here. Mm-hmm. Shin retrieves Stella, who's dying, and takes her to a ice lake, a frozen lake of sorts. So it's snowing when he arrives there. And we get the tragedy of Stella and Shin, who's loved her for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We're back to that. Yeah.
Yeah. He loved her 5 minutes, but anime logic. So we
anime really logic. Yeah. And anime love. And so this scene had lined up against other tragic death scenes here. How would you rate this one as she dies and he drops her into the water?
I'd say I think this is the best tragic death scene that we have in like the Seed universe.
Okay.
Because the other ones you have maybe second best, because I really do like the death scene of what's her name from the first one when she's taking the evil Archangel and she demands him to destroy her. Yeah, I liked her death scene a lot. I think this is the second best.
Well, that's her being a hero. That's her doing a heroic move. This is a death, and this is her. This is Stella dying in Shin's arms, and he's like, nobody can hurt you anymore, and I'm just gonna drop your body into this lake.
Yeah, but when you compare
fish,
like when you're eaten by fish, but you compare it to like the death of Flay from the first one. Yeah, I'm not. That's tragic, but I'm still always like, why are you simping after her? You have somebody better.
Yeah,
and you did. What I really like about this is you have to compare it kind of to, because Shin is obviously the
he's an emotional because he's connected her to Miyu,
but also you take a look at he's like the opposite version of Kira.
Yeah,
so you see Kira still gets Lacus. Lacus is still going to be alive, and spoiler, she doesn't die. So you have Kira with Lacus. He has that. Shin, I wanted Shin to have Stella. I wanted that to happen. So I see him not being able to have that.
Here's the problem. I didn't want that because Stella, she was broken. There was nothing that could fix her brain. She is like she had the brain of a 5-year-old and the body of essentially a 16, 17-year-old is the problem. She was emotionally underdeveloped.
I think she also brought out the softness in Shin and showed that Shin isn't just a raging monster and a jackass. He was very calm and super kind, and that was like his emotional point right there. So seeing her die, it was sad, and seeing him have to put her to rest.
Gyro's right here in that there is a connective tissue to Mayu and how he feels about her, and his and how he couldn't save Mayu, and now he couldn't save Stella, even though he tried by handing her over to Neo, who blatantly lied to him. You know. And so Shin is an emotional mess because he is being manipulated by so many different forces right now. And he's never matured enough to handle any of this. He is a child of war is the problem. And he made a child soldier essentially. And he never had a chance to properly have these types of things be categorized and he should deal with them. So he took all his emotion and love for his sister and not being able to hurt her and put into this girl who he became infatuated with because she was childlike. Because Stella's essentially a child in a woman's body.
That's the problem. Yeah, I never really put that all that stuff together. I always viewed it more like he did truly care about her and wanted to be with
He
her.
cared about her, but I mean, it could never go anywhere because of her essentially mental illness. Because she's a weapon, and in order to be a manipulated weapon, she has the emotional range of like an 8-year-old. Is the problem? Because the 8-year-olds are the kind who, because what does Stella do on her own? She'll sing and dance, she'll twirl around, she likes pretty shiny things, and she can't really hold an intelligent conversation.
Well, I mean, most women are like that. Yeah, I had to go full misogynist on that one. I mean, just come on.
Well, I was told that my dreams from that I described in Roundtable show that I'm a closeted misogynist, even though I don't know how.
Closeted misogynist.
I guess.
Okay.
Hey, I love boobs. I love boobs. Anyway, so he drops her in there, and then you get Shin Rage look. And now we move on to the serious shit, because now Shin is all about taking down the Freedom, because Zaft now classifies the Freedom as a threat again. It's like, okay, Archangel Freedom are our next target, because, well, not because that, I'm sorry, let me phrase that. Durandal, he wants to get Freedom off the board. He doesn't know where Lacus is. That's the problem, but he knows where Kira is, and he wants it off the board. So
is this when Durandal starts putting out the propaganda, or is that after what happens?
This is after. No, this is after. This is after. This is later. That's right before. It's right after the events of Orb, when he releases the Destiny Plan.
Well, no, I mean
it's what he does. It's after the battle in Antarctica, where he thinks he's won.
Well, no,
everybody's on his side.
There's that, and I agree there. But there was so to try to help build up animosity towards the Freedom and towards Archangel, he starts putting out the.
Oh yeah, right. No, so what happens next is this. Yeah, so you're right. You're right in the next part of the story. So we're getting to that. Yeah, you've jumped to the next thing I was going to. So what happens now is, in the aftermath of this destruction, in order to put out the propaganda and reframe it, they only show the Impulse fighting to destroy, not the Freedom, who was there first and who did the majority of the battle. So they show and it looks so strange because they only show that frame of like Shin descending lovingly in front of the Destroy to try and talk to her instead of fighting it. So the world now believes that the Earth Alliance sent out a massive basically mass weapon of destruction to kill things, and only Zat showed up, not the Archangel and the Freedom. And that now puts into play the Freedom is now a target because he needs to get Kira off the board. He's got to get him off the board permanently.
And the Impulse, the only good thing the Impulse has is that somehow they knew that it would be perfect to take out the Freedom.
Well, it's that now we get to Rey. Rey was the brain power behind this, man. So now Rey and Shin start running simulations to fight the Freedom. And Rey says, every simulation you will lose because it's a bigger, faster, stronger machine, and he's a better pilot than you. But you have one advantage because Rey is smart. He's a smart dude. He notices that Kira never goes for the kill shot. It's always destroy sensors, cameras, limbs, always leaving pilots alive. And that is Kira's weakness at this point. And they get the buildup. And let's just jump to the big deal. Now, mind you, at this point also, Athrun is starting to question everything now. He's questioning everything. Do I believe Durandal? Do I believe what the shit they're throwing at me? Kira's words are echoing in his mind. What about the fake Lacus? What about this? What about that? So he's starting to question things. So suddenly now, when the Minerva gets dispatched to take out the Archangel and the Freedom, he doesn't want this because to him, Kira is just trying to now Athrun finally understands Kira is trying to stop the fighting.
Yes.
He understands that, and that Durandal and his minions are only trying to escalate the fighting to gin it up, along with Jabril on the other side. So now we have this battle. I guess they're in the Antarctic, sort of. It's somewhere where there's ice.
There-
Kingdom
there's
it's Kingdom
still-
of Scandinavia.
They're
It's
still somewhere in Eastern Europe. It's
Yeah.
a frozen area.
it's Scandinavia. It's
Yeah.
Kingdom of Scandinavia. So now we get this battle, and you weren't there because you were an infant. I was there. I had to sit through this period of time and listen to the Shin stands. The stand wasn't word then, but we'll call them that now. The Shin stands go, Shin beat Kira. He kicked his ass. The Impulse beat the Freedom. Dermy, in this fight where Kira explicitly orders the Archangel to not fire back at the Minerva or the other pursuing Zaft troops, the Archangel is running, trying to make it to the sea. Kira's lines, get to the sea. You got to survive. So the Archangel is not fighting back. The Murasames want to launch, but they cannot. Kira says no. So you have the Archangel just running from the Minerva and the other forces of Zaft, with only Kira playing defense against a ground assault team, the Minerva, and then Shin in the Impulse. Dermy, does that classify as a straight-up fight that Shin can legitimately say he beat Kira in?
So the way I always viewed that is legitimately as the Archangel and all of them lost. I always have viewed it that
They
way,
lose.
but I also say, like, when I see that fight go down, the reason they lost was because they didn't want to engage. They openly said they don't want to engage.
Because
They're just
propaganda. It would feed the propaganda.
It would feed the propaganda. Plus, it's not like their thing. They don't want to just fight to fight. They want to. They only want to have justified fights. So that's why they're trying to flee. And then even when it comes to the battle between Shin and Kira, I'm gonna say it. Shin fought dirty.
Yeah.
He fought very fucking dirty. It wasn't really fair. And every time, because of how the Impulse is built, they knew Kira won't go for the death kill. And all those bits and pieces that he
came
blew off,
apart.
They could just reapply in the midst of battle. So it was fighting dirty. It wasn't fair.
Yeah, and it was. I mean, it's fair in the sense that they were exploiting Kira's only weakness, that Kira isn't trying to kill, and Kira realizes it when
all's
Shin.
fair in love and war, but
Yeah, I mean, it's a fair fight in the sense that it's exploiting weakness, but Kira wasn't really trying to fight. That's what I always hang this on. Kira was just he was protecting the Archangel while trying to fight and just trying to get away. He wasn't seriously engaging Shin, which in a little while will show what it's like when he seriously engages Shin with Shin's upgrading the Destiny. I
like the Destiny. Don't get me wrong. I like it, but
yeah,
fuck him.
So, I mean, you get this fight, and what happens is the Archangel makes it to the sea. But the problem is Kira doesn't. And they catch him Kira messes up. He does mess up. He messes up a move, and they catch him off guard. And Shin and Rei's plan, they had written this down to the nitty-gritty point of what they were going to do. They launched another silhouette shuttle, a silhouette core with the sword silhouette core, and they rammed it into Kira to absorb his attacks. And then Shin uses the blind spot to use the heavier sword to impale the Freedom. And because the Freedom is powered by nuclear.
Nuclear reactor inside of it. And it has a nuclear core.
Shin gets the win. Now, the emergency pod does get off. You don't see it because, they want you to think maybe Kira's gone at one point for there. But ain't
nobody believe that Kira's dead that way.
No. Well, Atherin does. Because what happens is Shin beats the Freedom. He used every trick in the book to his advantage. I think I will call it a bullshit fight though. Because Kira wasn't going all out, and he wasn't actively trying to fight Shin. He was more worried about the Archangel getting away. And by the time he tried to take it head on, he was out of position. So Kira was at a massive disadvantage in this fight. So Kira goes down. everybody thinks Shin is the conquering hero. And Shin returns to the Minerva. Everybody's cheering him. And with just not realizing what he's about to say, he walks up to Athrun and says, "Why aren't you congratulating me? I just won a great victory. You should be happy for me." And
Athrun wanted to kill him.
He loses the shit. He's like, Kira wasn't, and he says it, Kira wasn't trying to hurt anybody. Kira just wanted to stop the fighting. He was the best of us. And you killed him like that. He wasn't fighting back. He was trying to get away, and you killed him. And Shin, this is the moment where Shin thinks that he is better than Athrun. Fully. He looks at him, he's like, oh, some great legendary pilot you are.
It also doesn't help that Ray's really building him up.
Oh, Ray is gaslighting the hell out of this. He is totally gaslighting. He is totally looking at that, and he says after point blank, so you're saying that we shouldn't have defended ourselves? Huh? Mm-hmm. We should have fought back against an enemy that was classified as an enemy by our people? Huh? And Athrun's now caught because he's an emotional wreck here. And now Durandal thinks he's won. Durandal thinks he's won.
Everybody is sad except for the people that know. The Archangel.
Yeah.
And more than likely Lacus.
Well, she doesn't know. Lacus is completely cut off because she's in space now. She's at the factory. She's at the factory doing great things at the factory. And now we have
subverting my expectations.
Oh, really? So watch the first time. Were your expectations subverted by all that? I mean,
yes, because being a guy who knows Gundam, Doms aren't good. Doms are bad guys.
But they're awesome in this.
They're good in this. So when I'm seeing her work on the Doms, I'm like, no, wait, but those are bad guys. What? Huh? Oh, we're going to have Doms on our side. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Listen, that's just badass in the Battle of Orb. It's fucking glorious. We'll get there. So now we get a little setup episode because now here come Durandal in with his chess game. He thinks he's won. He promotes Shin and Ray to faith. He sets up this grand stage. Now we have to attack Antarctica, where the Earth Alliance is now going to make their last stand because we're after Jabril and all the members of Blue Cosmos. And
this is also when he starts putting out like the truth of Blue Cosmos and stuff.
Yeah, he released this. This is what he does. Exactly does. He gins up the world, and you have that horrible thing where Shin's going, "Chairman." I hate that so much. Chairman.
It looked like you wanted to be his bottom boy.
I know. Yeah, like move over, Ray. It's my turn.
Yeah.
And
disturbing.
So I mean, he puts out the propaganda. Here's Blue Cosmos, the real enemy, the merchants of war. As she says, the merchants of war. The merchants of war. So now Durandal gets the entire world on his side, and the world is gathering at Gibraltar. Even people, Earth Alliance members are betraying. They're joining Zath. It's a unified force. And this now Mir's even there. He brings in Mir. Mir is there because they got to have your propaganda piece, your fake Lacus. And what happens is he summons Athrun and Shin after he promotes Shin and Ray to faith members. Sends them, let's go check out the new factory. Boom, here's your new Gundams. The Destiny and the Legend. Talk to us about the Destiny and Legend.
Talk to you about them? Well, the Destiny is obviously supposed to bring in like some sort of like strike freedom, some of that stuff. I'm trying to,
it's like I'm
showing off, my Destiny right here.
There it is. Okay.
It is a really good, sleek looking Gundam. It has a really good,
lot of parts. Yeah,
it has a lot of parts. It's really beautiful. You can see some of the things right there. It's really, really pretty. The cool part about it though is it has something that I really love, which are pulse cannons in the hand.
Yes, that tickles your G Gundam spot.
Yeah, that does tickle that little G spot. I love the idea of pulse cannons in the hand. It is a really sleek Gundam, but compared to what the freedom and
The glory of the strike freedom, but we'll get
and also the justice,
the
it's like
infinite justice.
it's
It
not
looks,
as good.
it's not as sleek, and it's got all the armaments of the Impulse in one thing. It's got a plasma cannon. It's got the pulse hand. It's got boomerang.
It also has the shield.
Yeah. Now we have all the newer models for the remainder of the series have the positronic shields that we saw earlier, because you mentioned this last time, that was premiered when they were fighting that mobile armor that blocked the Minerva's plasma cannon. Now those have been micronized and implemented as shields, because now our Gundams are not carrying around big bulky shields anymore. Now they got positronic shields to deflect beam weapons,
which they're nice. They're not as cool.
They're not as cool, but I mean, a good old-fashioned shield, a good old-fashioned shield can block everything. These are not effective against kinetic weapons. They're only effective against beam weapons, beam blasts and plasma blasts, which Kira will prove at a later point. So now Shin is like kid in a candy store.
And then he's like other one.
And the Legend. Okay, I'm sorry, the Legend. Okay, the Legend.
The Legend is essentially the upgraded and more advanced version of Providence.
Yeah, it's the refined version of Providence. Little less bulky, little more sleek.
And the
improved Dragoon system.
The Dragoon system isn't attached to it. They're all
integrated.
Yeah,
because the pilot can have the Dragoon system go forward and shoot as direct beams instead of having to shoot out and go out, because Rao couldn't do that with the Providence, but
also with the Providence, almost all the Dragoon system was physically attached.
Yeah,
as well,
and
with,
also
wiring.
The Providence had a large built-in arm cannon, where the Legend has a basic beam cannon.
Yes,
but the Legend it's a faster mobile suit, it's a sleeker mobile suit, and more versatile. It's for both atmosphere combat and space combat, which is why I said the integrated Dragoon system, the guns. I believe there's 8 of them. I think it's 8 or 6. I don't know.
I believe it's 8.
8. They can angle and shoot instead of launch, because you can't use a Dragoon system in atmosphere. A Dragoon system only works in space, in no gravity, where the new type can psychically be able to use it.
Yeah.
So that's why the Legend was supposed to go to Atherin. That was supposed to be his new model, because remember, Kira aced the Aegis. Not the Aegis, I'm sorry. Not the Aegis. Aegis is from Seed. I forgot the one that got aced. It's not important. That thing barely had it.
That was like the Justice. It was one of the Justices.
It wasn't a Justice. It was I just forgot.
Yeah, it was Justice, because it goes
No. It goes Aegis, Justice, and then the one that he gets we mentioned it last time. I just forgot its name, because it's an insignificant
Gundam.
Yeah,
you're right.
It's an insignificant Gundam that Atherin never really uses properly and is a piece of shit. It gets torn up so easily by Freedom. Point is, so Atherin was supposed to have this, but now problem is, Shin is going to go Savior. Thank you, Gyro Savior. Completely forgot. It's such an insignificant Gundam. I forgot it. Dermy's audio went out. That's what happens, because StreamYards doesn't like Dermy's audio sometimes. So the Legend, Atherin doesn't want shit to do with that. He's busy. He starts questioning Durandal about everything that's going on, and now that was Atherin's mistake, to start questioning Durandal right there.
Yeah, question in front of him. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. He's a communist. He'll kill you.
Yeah. So problem is, now Atherin retreats to his room, and Shin stays to start playing around with the Destiny. And then I love this episode. Because it's Atherin finally getting his shit together. After all this time, in this moment, he finds himself again. I'm on the wrong side. He doesn't know about the communist again, but he does. But he finds it. he realizes it before the communism, which is good.
He realizes it before the communism, but he also understands that if you have no worth, he's gonna kill you. That's why he tries to take fake.
Well,
fake
what happens is Mir comes, because what happened is Mir finds the pictures that Luna Maria took of when he was meeting with Kira and Lacus and Mirialia back at wherever they were, and she says he knows, and you answered him incorrectly when you didn't buy into his bullshit, and you need to go and start playing around with the legend. You got to go do it, or you can still do it, but the problem is. It's too late. It's too late. Durandal's already issued the kill order. And troops are coming, and he tries to leave, and they're out there, and this is such a brilliant moment. I love it. It's pouring thunderstorm rain outside. And he looks at Mir and says, Durandal only has a use for people he can control.
Yep.
He now controls the entire world. He doesn't need his happy-go-lucky Lacus anymore. What do you think he's going to do when he doesn't need you anymore? And
he doesn't even have sex with you. He doesn't want you.
Yeah.
He has another girl that he likes.
He has sex with Talia.
Yeah.
He has Talia. So, I mean, and here's the problem, though. Here's the sadness of Mir. She's convinced herself she's Lacus at this point.
Mm-hmm.
She's, I'm the Lacus that the world needs. I have to. And Athrun realizes, I don't have time for this shit. Sorry, honey. He runs. And when running, he barges into Luna and her sister's room.
Yeah.
I just forgot her name too. Why am I forgetting names today?
Luna's the younger sister.
No, Luna's the older. Luna Maria Hawk and Mirren Hawk. Mirren's the younger sister. And he barges into the room and Mirren's there. And she's startled. And I love this moment because this is where you realize that Mirren has been a subtle side character the entire time. Mm-hmm. And you get flashes that she's been watching him all the time and she has a crush on him. And instead of acting like a cowardly bitch, she keeps her head cool. And she says, here. She pulls him into the bathroom. She starts stripping. And he's like, whoa, what's going on here? But no, she gets herself wet while soldiers are banging on the door. And then she opens it up in a towel. And they think, oh, what? And that, of course, what are you going to do when you see a hot chick in a towel? You're all like, what? Huh? They're distracted. And then Luna shows up and tells them to back the fuck off. She says, Mirren, go get dressed. We got a problem. Athrun's on the loose. Problem is, while Luna's outside dealing with the soldiers there, Mirren. Oh no, does Luna show up? Yeah, Luna shows up. Yeah, Luna does.
Yeah, Luna shows up.
Yeah.
But then
she goes off to. She says, "Get dressed. We have to get on." But she goes to the. So Mirren goes inside, and Athrun says, "Listen, wait 2 minutes, then scream." And she just grabs him in that classic anime style. It's like, wait. I'm going to help you because she understands that he's a good person and he wants to do the thing. And she knows there's shit going on.
She's not on board with everything. She's been paying attention. And there's been a lot, like she also like taps.
She also has to be a genius hacker too. She also has to be a hacker.
Smart. She knows that shit's not right,
Yeah. So they go with them. And here's the problem though. They get in the car, they're driving. Problem is they drive by and Ray sees them. And basically goes there and doesn't even try to negotiate. He
just
goes
straight
full on
to
kill. Just straight to kill. Because we'll say it now. It's going to be real second. Because he's baby fucking Rao. That's my nickname for Ray. Baby Rao.
He's a clone of a clone.
Yeah. He's Baby Rao. He thinks he has a single destiny that cannot be changed. The destiny of Rao La Crusade. And
he's trying to finish Rao's mission, which was what Durandal's
to set up for Durandal. To set up. Yeah.
Set up communism.
Yeah. So he just tries to kill it. And Athrun, who is better, manages to get there, and they get in a goof, and they try to get away to goof.
Yes.
And problem is now then Ray heads to the hangar.
Goof. It's a blue goof.
Yeah, proper goof.
It's not a yellow goof or an orange.
Ray heads to the hangar where the Destiny Legend are, because Shin's there fucking around with the Destiny, and he says, "Okay, we got to go. Athrun's betrayed us, and Athrun and Mirren have betrayed us." Now I love it. Ray knows exactly what's going the fuck on, and he just lies to Shin's face.
I thought he said that Athrun kidnapped Mirren as a hostage. It was one.
No, because he says when he gets questioned later, he says she willingly went with him because Luna. No, later on when Luna questions, he said no, she willingly went with him, so she's a traitor. And because Luna's questioning, Mirren's in there, and Ray says no, we have to kill them because he willingly went with her. So now the Destiny Legend launch to chase after Athrun and Mirren in the goof, and Athrun puts up a pretty good fight because he's an excellent pilot, but. We're talking about
he's an excellent pilot going up against the Destiny, and I believe it was also the
Legend
and the Legend as well.
Yeah.
Which I like goofs. Don't get me wrong, goofs are fucking cool.
Yeah.
You're not going up against like an actual Gundam in a goof.
Yeah, these are two top of the line Gundams for this moment, and with two excellent pilots. And Athrun does his best, but Shin just annihilates him and goes for the kill. Because then more manipulation happens, Shin starts going psychopathic again, and he kills him. And here's where I do have some problems.
I was
with the
not
story
a huge
writing.
fan of that scene. Either.
It's a bad scene because the fallout to me it's a problem with the narrative here. Here's where I have a small problem with the narrative. After that, Luna's not angry at all that he just killed her sister.
Mm-hmm.
She just forgives him instantly, and I never like that. That bothers me. Always bothers me.
I didn't even like the killing scene because you would think I get it. Mira's there, but Mira's openly pleading for her life.
Yeah,
she's openly saying, "Hey, don't do this." And I get that Shin's being manipulated a whole lot, but you would think something there would have clicked,
but it didn't.
Something's not. It always felt more forced. That we need him to do this. So we're going to have him do this, even though you have Mirren, who is one of his best friends in the entire world that he's known for a very long time because he's really close with Luna as well.
Yeah.
Pleading, I don't listen. They're not telling you the truth, begging, and you still just go through with it. And it doesn't.
Yeah. Because Shin is a broken individual in the end. He's broken and and Ray knows exactly which buttons to push. And he pushes those buttons and he stabs it. And then the goof crashes into the ocean and explodes. But the emergency pod fired off and they're picked up by good old Orb Colonel guy who's Kagali's bodyguard.
Who was also there prepared to join.
Yeah, he was infiltrating. He knows what's going on. So that's why he was there. He's part of the forces of Orb that joined up. And he picks him up. And they pick up
I do
Athrun.
like that part. I'll say that. I like that part because you haven't seen him the entire series. And it's like, he was a big part. Oh, no, he's here. Okay. Yeah, I like it. I like it. He's been
and he's doing a good thing. He's like, smart play. Pick up Athrun and Mirren, who are hurt. They're hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And he takes them to the Archangel.
Yeah.
Takes them to the Archangel. And by this time, we know that Kira is alive. There were scenes in all this where Kira's been picked up. He's been hurt in respect to health. Mm-hmm. And also there was also an amusing part leading up to this where Kira and where during this part, Kira is actually having, I would say maybe it's maybe it's a new type thing where Kira's having kind of a psychic reaction to Athrun's peril. He's like, Athrun's in trouble. And Mu, as still as Neo, calls up to the bridge and say, the kid here, he's talking some stuff. He's mumbling. And Maru goes, I see you still know the codes to the bridge. And he's like, what?
No, I don't.
Oh, and he says, and at one point and now the running gag on the Archangel for a little while is they keep calling him Commander LaFog is like, it's Captain Roanoke. It's a running gag for a little bit.
It's a running gag because it's pretty obvious. We know he's Mu. Everybody knows he's Mu. He doesn't know that he's Mu, but yet at the same time he knows that he's Mu.
It's somewhere deep inside, but because he feels comfortable there. So the great thing is now, so they pick it up. So Athrun and Mirren get picked up. They're on the Archangel, and now the Archangel crew takes a backstage for a little bit because now we get the Battle of the Antarctic and the propaganda machine going to full swing. And the Battle of the Antarctic is pretty cool. It's a good battle.
Yeah. It's a really good battle. We get another destroy.
We get 5 destroys.
Yeah.
Who get annihilated because the pilots are subpar.
Is this also when we had the what's his name is now finally piloting a destroy?
Sting gets a pilot destroy, and I don't know if it's Shin or Ray who take out his destroy.
I think it's Shin.
I think it's Shin because what happens is the battle begins. It's a massive battle, and the crew of the Archangel's watching on monitors, all that kind of stuff. So it's a big ass battle.
Prior to the battle, I will say, like, because Blue Cosmos has been revealed, everybody's aware of them, and some of them have been assassinated. Yeah, they're riots in public.
Yeah, riots. People attack their estates. Only Jabril and like 4 or 5 survive, and they go to Antarctic. And of course, during the Battle of the Antarctic, it starts off where the Zaft aligned forces are winning, but then the destroyers are deployed, and they start annihilating everything. But because the pilots are subpar, it's not the full potential, which matters, which is why I mentioned earlier, it mattered that Stella was so effective in the destroy. So what happens then is Shin and Ray and Luna, who's now piloting the Impulse. Luna is now the pilot of the Impulse.
Kind of similar how Kigali became the pilot of the Strike. Just gonna say,
or
Mu.
Strike Rouge, and Mu got the Strike. So they're fighting it out there, and they're having troubles until they discover that Shin's swords, basically not beam sabers, but like the heavy saber sword, is what works. And so then they shoot out the sword silhouette, and equipped with swords, the Destiny Legend and the Impulse take out the destroys pretty easily.
Yeah, pretty easily.
Pretty easily.
It is pretty satisfying though to see Sting, who's been kind of a dick.
Yeah,
he thought he was all that, and
that's the end of Sting. That's the end of Sting. The extendeds are now gone. They're all gone.
It was like, it's pretty satisfying just to see this dude who's talks a lot of shit pretty much get wiped out in like 2 minutes.
Yep.
No, not that crazy.
And the Battle of the Antarctic is won, except Jabril bolts, leaves, he ditches everybody. Just fucks right off, heads to Orb. Orb. No, he heads to Orb. That's where he's hiding.
He does head to Orb because next up is the Battle of Orb, and then he goes to the moon.
Yeah, so he heads to Orb, and now the world is now lined up to attack Orb.
Which is Battle 3 of Orb, if you guys have been paying attention since the beginning.
Once again, Orb is the center of all attention. And
this is a good battle on Orb as well.
Now here's the buildup.
Yeah.
Because everything now here's the thing though. Durandal thinks he's won. And now he's setting all the pieces in play. We don't get the Destiny plan yet. That comes at the end because we have to. Because what happens in space right now? Oh no, it already happened in space. Because here it happens. So, one of Walthel's dude, I forget what his name is. What is Walthel's lieutenant's his second-hand man's name? I know his name. Nobody tell me.
I don't even remember Walthel's.
I know it. Walthel's lieutenant's name is DaCosta. DaCosta fucks up because he was sent to check out one of the old laboratories where the Yamatos were doing research and Durandal was doing research, and certain other people who we can't mention yet because there's a much movie were doing research. And he picked up a little book called The Destiny Plan, and he brought it back to Lacus. Only problem is he got followed because they were watching, because Durandal was watching, waiting for Lacus to make a move, and DaCosta fucked up. So now what happens is, I think this is where we get the Destiny Plan.
I think. You might be right. I don't remember.
Because what happens is Atherin's awake, and Kira and him have a good discussion, this and that. And what happens is they get the alert that the factory is under attack.
Mm-hmm.
And Atherin still has a bit of fever, and he says, oh, this is what I'm talking. I'm sorry, I mixed up the scenes. This is what happens. Kira doesn't know what to do because he doesn't have a Gundam, doesn't have a mobile suit to work with anymore. And what happens is Atherin in a fever says, Kira, go to her. Go to her. And that's when Neo, plugs it in and says, yeah, this guy was here mumbling saying, Kira, go to her. She's the most important thing. If Lacus goes down, we all go down. I mixed up the scenes. I'm sorry, it wasn't Kira. It wasn't that. And that's when she says, so you still know the code to the bridge? And he's like, huh? And then Kira says, okay, I'm going to go. So what they do then is they quickly reprogram the Strike Rouge with strike schematics. They give the old paint job, and it's like Super Strike, like the Super Strike that Mu was flying at the end of Seed. And
okay, yeah, now this is all starting to sound familiar because
they attach the boosters, and then he just goes boom, and he rockets up to the atmosphere with just because what happens now is the factory is under attack, and what happens is Lacus and Waltfeld launch the Eternal who's been missing since the battle, the finale of the last season.
The Eternal is basically within their massive. Yeah. It is their factory.
It is the factory. Yeah, it is the factory. It's attached to the factory. So problem is the Eternal isn't really set up to defend against a large mobile suit thing. It requires its mobile suits to defend it, and it has the meteors attached to it. But the meteors are just shooting in their one direction. They can't be angled or anything like that. So they're having a problem. And it's like 2 Nazca class destroyers are going after her. So Kira, they launch Kira with a booster in essentially the strike. And Kira gets up there, does the best he can. But in the strike, his reflexes are so good, the strike can't respond.
Yeah.
So he actually gets annihilated in the strike. It's some good stuff. It's great. Walt and I know you love this too. Waltfeld comes out in his custom Gaia.
Yes, I do.
Waltfeld's custom Gaia because it's the old
Gaia that they picked up after the battle.
Well, they made a fresh one. No, they made a fresh one. It's basically a version of what he used to when he was the Desert Tiger.
Yeah,
what he used to drive around in, and I suddenly can't remember the name of that.
I can't remember it either, but it's that now. But as a Gundam,
as a Gaia,
it works.
And as a Gaia, he's kicking ass and taking names, but even he can't take on because he's good, but he ain't Kira. So then Kira arrives, and while he's defending, he says, "Kid, go in there and get your new suit." And Kira's like, "Oh, okay." And then of course Kira comes over, and then. Now, this is 20 years ago, and I'm thinking, I'm going to get my Kira Lacus kiss. They're going to be reunited. I'm going to get it. No, we just get a little cuddles. They're reunited. It's a little cuddles. I'm like, it's sweet, but it's everybody else is kissing all over the place, and they're not. So she but he looks at her and she says, and she's happy to see him, but she's afraid he's going to go out. It's like, don't worry, I'm okay now. I'm all good. Take me to it. She's like, okay. And then we get it. Oh, baby, we get it.
The strike freedom.
Freedom. Oh, the most beautiful Gundam ever. It is. I have, in all my years, I have never been so. This is my ship porn. This is equivalent of ship porn with Star Trek. The freedom is
with a P.
Yeah, this is exciting.
Yes,
Kira now has a Gundam that's even better than the Freedom, the Strike Freedom, and it's got everything. And instead of 2 plasma cannons on the side, it's just the chest plasma cannon. But he's got 2 kinetic cannons. He's got a Dragoon system built in. He's got double blaster rifles, multiple beam sabers, positron shields. Oh,
He is much better than everything else that's out there. Even the Justice, Infinite Justice, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Infinite Justice is good, but no, Freedom is the best.
Strike Freedom is the superior Gundam that has ever been made.
Oh yeah. And Kira launches Strike Freedom. Let's do it. Boom, he's out there. And then the armor lights up, and the shot above you right there, that's as it's gliding for the first time in space, and it's like, oh, it's glorious. And then Kira, all by himself, proceeds to ace about I would say 10 mobile suits.
Yeah,
10 mobile suits and 2 Nazca classes, and he even does the new type. He's in full new type mode with the dragon. He does the blitzkrieg where he fires everything, takes them out, but kills nobody. Mm-hmm. Even after all of this, Kira still will not do the no-kill rule. Won't do it. Won't kill. And he owns them. Complete ownage. And it's glorious. The debut of the Strike Freedom. It's wonderful. And you got the music is just top notch. It's scored perfectly. I love it. Every second of it. And then they're reunited. But now here's the problem. Everybody's heading to Orb. Kira's in space. Atheron's wounded. Orb's in trouble. The world against it. What happens? Chaos happens. And I got one. Hang on. Let me tell you. I want to make sure I get it right. I don't want to do it out of order.
I don't remember if he went to Orb. I'm pretty sure he goes to the moon.
No. Who?
The one dude. The guy.
Jabril? No, he's in Orb. Yeah. Because that's the thing. They're saying, all right, here's the impetus for everybody attacking Orb. We know you're hiding Jabril. But Luna Sayran says, no, we're not. He's not here. But everybody knows he's there. So everybody attacks. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Trust me, he's there. No, he's there.
I want to trust you, but part of me is like, I thought they were going to attack Orb because they were helping him prior to all this. Like they signed up with him.
They're attacking him because they're attacking Orb because Jabril is there. That's their excuse to attack Orb. Durandal wants to take out Orb because of its ideals. And it's the one nation that people will rally behind against communism.
Mm-hmm. Against commies.
So the excuse is that they're hiding Jabril. And everybody attacks. Okay. Now, I just want say a thought or something. I want to look something up real quick. I just want to look at something real quick.
I'm trying to think. Yeah. Give me a second. A thought. Well,
a thought on this, express a thought on something we've been talking about.
My thought on something that we've been talking about right now has been, I fucking love the Strike Freedom. It's a glorious Gundam. We are about to see Justified come up in Orb as well with some jackasses. Well, you know what? Dying, and I don't really feel sorry for them. What else are we gonna see? A big moon stuff, bunch of moon stuff. Moon stuff. I'm trying to, vamp here, and I'm trying to go off of what my memory is because there's a lot of things that start happening that I'm just impact into the next.
What I'm doing right now,
I'm still sitting here like, why the fuck?
I want to line up exactly when he announces the Destiny plan. I want to make sure.
Pretty sure the Destiny plan gets announced after the dude gets killed.
And I'm just checking my episodes right now because it'll be. Or you know what? I should just go to the wiki. I can read it faster that way. I should go to the wiki. That'll be faster.
I'm pretty sure it happens after Bro gets yeeted because they start questioning why the hell are they still on the moon.
Let me just check one thing here. There we go. Just go to the episodes, and I'll know. I'm going to the episodes right now. I can read the episode summaries real quick and know when he announces Destiny plan. So see gold. I mean, now here are great things that are about to happen. I just want to make sure I get this right. We're sorry, everybody. I just want to make sure I get this right because I have so many thoughts in my head. I want to get it right.
And I can't
Okay,
remember.
okay. All right. It's not until episode 48. Yeah, okay, we're not there yet. I knew we weren't there.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do it out of order. It's not till the very end. Okay. So
Yeah, because
Randall,
he doesn't do it until after they take control.
What
of
I was talking about, I mentioned earlier that Lacus knows about it because I mentioned DaCosta the right moment because that was when DaCosta found the journal and brought it to Lacus. Okay, so Battle of Orb. The world thinks it's there. Kigali and the Archangel have arrived at Orb. They're there defending it. And the battle begins. The Archangel and they arrive, and they're doing their best to try and fight it, but they're shorthanded. The Murasames, the Strike Rouge is not. She does the best she can, and
well, she doesn't have the Strike Rouge at that time because they sent the Strike Rouge up with.
Oh, you're right. You're right. They reprogrammed. Yeah, so
yeah.
She doesn't have anything. They get her down there. Now, what happens is as the battle is going on, and we could skip to the good points here. Kigali tricks Yuna into acknowledging that it's her, which he didn't last time. And see, because now Kigali's got her shit together. And she gets in there, and they manage during a break in the fight, they manage to get there, and they order. What I love about this is this Kigali Yuba Arthur. You recognize me as Kigali Arthur. He goes, yes, Kigali, you're my honey. I'm Supreme Commander. It says, Yuna, are you saying that I am Kigali Yuba Arthur? And he says, yes, you are Kigali Yuba Arthur, Chief Representative of Orb. And she says, as Chief Representative of Orb, I order you all to arrest that man. And in that great moment, you watch all those soldiers dogpile his ass.
Yeah.
Because they hate his fucking guts.
They hate his entire family. There's no love lost for what happens.
Yeah, so they dogpile his ass and they beat the shit out of him. And Kigali lands, and now I know you love this. You love this. What happens next? Well, tell us what happens next, Derby. What
happens next is she lands. She gets taken to a special chamber, like a special little building spot. And she gets her proper Gundam, a Gundam that was built specifically to honor like her father and everything. And it's a beautiful, beautiful.
And he gets a message.
Gundam.
As she gets
I don't remember what the message says.
Oh, the message is basically stand true to your beliefs. I believe in you. I wish I could be there, but I know you're going to be strong. I know you're going to be a great leader, and know that I love you and believe in the power, believe in the ideals of Orb. And she breaks down because it's his last will and testament, essentially. And as I leave to you this, the Akatsuki, the symbol of Orb.
The beautiful symbol of Orb. It has everything that any Orb citizen will just follow immediately because of what it represents, even though it was like being made right now, and I don't think it's ever existed before. But ignore all that stuff. It's pure gold, and it has reflective capabilities unlike anything else.
It's essentially positron armor. It reflects all beam weapons, both plasma and beam weapons. Absorbs, reflects right back. And it gives somebody like Kigali, who is an average pilot, a little bit of an edge out there. And also has a double beam saber. So she gets the Akatsuki, and with the appearance of the Akatsuki, Orb rallies. Orb rallies. But we have a problem, Jeremy. The Minerva arrives.
Yeah.
The Legend and the Destiny.
And the Impulse.
And the Impulse. Legend, Destiny, and Impulse enter the fray and start fucking shit up. Because Shin is an ace pilot. No matter how I feel about him in this series, Shin is an ace pilot. And once he hears that Kigali's in the Akatsuki, he goes right for it. Because remember, Shin is getting his dirty little wet dream right now. He gets to destroy Orb. He has taken all his anger and said that it's all because of Orb and what it believes in, which is why his world fell apart. So he's getting everything
right now
he wants.
They're protecting Blue Cosmos, according to him.
Which he has been propagandized to believe that they are the source of all evil. So he gets to destroy Orb. He gets to kick Kigali's ass, who he hates. And she can't handle it. It's a rough fight. And he takes off an arm of the Akatsuki, and he's got her dead to rights. He goes full Destiny mode, the energy wings and everything. He's going to take her down. But then you're cutting to everybody's bridges, and here comes a warning beep, 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 beep. And then the music begins. Dun, 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 and here comes a light in the sky. Here's how badass the Strike Freedom and the Infinite Justice are. They can just enter atmosphere.
Yeah.
Atmosphere entry, man. Boom. No
They don't
problem.
need
No
any
overheating.
assistance. They don't have any heat. They can just go wherever the fuck they want.
Boom.
Kind of similar to the Strike. Not the Strike, but the Freedom. But this is a whole lot faster. And nothing you guys have actually can stand up to the
and
Freedom.
Here's the thing. Shin shits his pants. He's like, it's the Freedom. You can't be. I beat you. And Kira just in seconds turns the freaking tide. He saves Kigali. He tells them to get Lacus into Justice to the Archangel. Or they tell the Archangel to get Lacus out of the Justice. It's for Atherin. Didn't say that, but we understand that. Mm-hmm. And then Kira proceeds to school Shin without saying a word.
We also see the Doms drop down.
Yeah, okay. Then the Doms drop down, and the trio.
The three Doms that can push back everybody else.
Everybody. They have the supersonic attack. They're annihilating everything. And Kira says, "Yeah." Obaka says, "Yeah, they're our allies. Please don't shoot them."
They have to say that because everybody's already pre-programmed to hate Doms because they know they're already fucking hard. They're usually bad, but these are good, and you can see just why people don't like them.
They annihilate everything on that field, and the precision with which they fight with each other. It's a beautiful thing to watch, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's always been beautiful.
It's
ever
glorious.
Since they were first brought into the original Gundam, they were always beautiful. They were always a trio, even in the original.
Yeah.
And they fight perfectly together. And it's so beautiful, especially because they're too big to actually walk.
They have treads.
They don't have treads, but they have
you know what I mean? They're rolling along. They're rolling along.
They have these specialized jets on their feet that just help them glide all over the battlefield.
And they're gliding. There's turnaround shooting. They go so hyper speed that they're red at one point. It's fantastic. It's glorious. And meanwhile, go ahead.
They're next level tanks. That's what they are. They are tanks on steroids, and I love them.
It's glorious. Now, Kira, meanwhile, completely owns Shin. And at one point, he gets him point blank, and he brings up his kinetic cannons and fires 2 shots. And Shin says, "Are you telling me that if you had gone for a kill shot, it would be over? What is this, a lesson?" And he just is enraged because Kira just showed you, I could have killed you right now. You're alive because I don't kill. And I love it. I love it. He just owns him. And Shin, at this point, he's running out of armory. He's out of weapons. He's used up all his boomerangs. He's low on energy because the Destiny is not nuclear powered. It's not. And
I don't think the the Strike Freedom is either.
No, the Strike Freedom is nuclear powered.
I didn't think it was.
No, it is. It is. Okay. The Freedom and the Justice are still nuclear powered. That's how they get their power. In the next movie, remember when the...
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, they're still nuclear powered. Yeah, because it says, listen, in the opening sequence of our opening video here, that screen, that's from the Strike Freedom.
Okay.
GG, and the N stands for nuclear in Gundam. So it is nuclear. So now as Rei and Shin retreat to the Minerva to rearm because they're low on munitions, Kira and the Doms begin to
just
clean house. And Kira's rescuing. Meanwhile, Kigali gets control of her government, trying to find Jabril, but Jabril has supporters, and they muscle him out. And in a glorious moment, Yuna tries to run away from his
captors, and
a mobile suit falls on him.
And then I believe his dad gets crushed because he's in a safe spot, and it just
they all get annihilated. But I love that Yuna got crushed by a mobile suit.
Yeah,
and he's like ah!
And it's not even like a mobile suit stepped on him or the mobile suit just fell down and just bam. And you're like,
on him. Crushed.
Couldn't happen to a worse person.
Yeah, crushed. Now, Jabril is going to escape. He gets in a ship, and Luna in the impulse tries to take him out, but because Luna can't shoot for shit, which has been established the entire season, she misses. And he gets away. Problem is now, the Archangel, before the battle started, Maru told Neo to go. We're going into battle. You don't need this. And she gave him one of the Sky Graspers to get away. But when the Minerva arrived and started attacking the Archangel, Mu came back. Neo Mu came back and then he starts having flashbacks to previous battles with the Archangel. And we realized, okay, Mu is resurfacing a little bit.
He's starting to resurface. He's starting to become Mu again, and he's battling just like he used to, and it's super fucking cool.
It's cool. And now, of course, we get some beautiful ship combat. The Minerva, really, for the first time now, the Minerva versus the Archangel. And it's glorious.
Oh,
it's so glorious. Because now, this is the first time we have a fully crewed Archangel. And it works great. And Maru's a good captain now. She's not the...
She's not the person who questions herself and doesn't know what to do. She's perfectly confident in all of her capabilities. And the fucking Archangel, listen, I love the Minerva. Archangel wins. This is also the beautiful part of all of this orb battle. Because this is more or less the third battle of orb. But if you seriously think about it, it's the second battle. And unlike our first battle back in Seed, this one is when orb wins.
Yeah. Orb pushes back.
Orb lost last time, which was tragedy. This is Orb winning. Because
the Minerva had the Archangel, because Minerva has bigger guns. With its Tannhäuser, it has a bigger plasma gun. It was going to shoot it, but then Mu shot it and blew it up. Then Sky Grasper changed the thing, changed the equation. So now you got the Minerva and the Archangel battling it out. You've got Kira going 2-on-1 against Shin and Rei. And they're getting the upper hand because Kira's getting a little overwhelmed. This is a little too much. And now you get a great moment. You get the softer version of Lacus and Athrun. Athrun Zala, soldier of Zaft. Except this time it's, you're still you, Athrun. And Kira needs you. And he believes in you. We gave you this because he believes in you, that you can still be the man that he always knew you can be. And I believe in you. You found yourself again. Now, do you have the courage to keep finding yourself, essentially? Boiled down. I mean, it's a good... It's one of those great Lacus speeches that just hits you right in the soul. And Athrun's standing there being held up by Mirren, and he just looks up at Justice and it's like, I'm going to do it. And now Kira's in trouble. He's in trouble, but Athrun launches in the Justice. Hurt all the hell. Athrun is not one... He's like 45% at best right now.
Yes.
45%. And now, mind you, out there, Kira's in seed mode. Shin is in seed mode. Rei is baby Rao. He's using all his abilities. And Kira's barely holding his own because it's still a 2-on-1 battle. And as good as Kira is, he's getting a little overwhelmed. But then Shin gets his second load in his pants for the battle because Athrun shows up, another ghost. Shin thought he killed him.
Rei thought he killed him.
And Rei thought that because they're like, oh, you're how are you alive? How are you alive? And I love it. And Athrun just tries to tell him, you're being used. Stop this. Now. We can talk this out. But of course, Shin goes berserker mode. And Athrun, one of the only 2 times in the entire season, goes into seed mode. And even 45% Athrun with seed mode kicks Shin's ass in a move. Because the Justice now has beam blades attached to its legs. So when it does ninja kicks,
it hurts.
It'll cut through your shit.
Yeah.
So Athrun and Kira proceed to push Shin and Rei back. And then, of course, once Luna fails to get Jabril, they have to fall back because now suddenly their whole reason to attack Orb isn't there anymore. And they have to fall back. So the battle ends. And we get another glorious moment at the end of it. Now, Athrun passes out. He's bleeding all to hell. All his wounds reopened up during the battle. So while they're in recovery and they're talking and everybody's chilling out, Durandal decides to go live and tries to use Mir and he does one of his Durandal speeches. Hello, world. I'm Gilbert Durandal. We are all trying to work so hard together, this and that. And Kira just looks at Lacus and goes, let's go. She says, yes. So they fly over to Kigali at the at Orb government headquarters, and they proceed to hack the feed.
They hacked the feed and Kigali and
first is this. It cuts from fake Mir who's fake Lacus to the real Lacus. Then you see there is a distinct difference in their features. And she goes, "Hello, my friends. I'm Lacus Klein." And then Randall's like,
"Shit,"
because he got outmaneuvered. He lost track of Lacus this entire time. And the one thing he had been trying to keep from happening happened. Kira and Lacus are reunited. And now you go to the next episode, and Lacus and Kigali come together. And now that just throws the world into chaos.
Because they just come out and say, "Yeah, we were attacked. We didn't want these fuckers here. We were trying to get them out of here, but they tried to destroy us."
Yeah. And it's so glorious. Randall just says, "Cut the feed. They beat us."
I thought it was. I will say the downside to it is you see Mir
is just a broken mess. Mir's a broken mess.
She's a broken mess, and it does actually hurt.
She's like, oh yeah, because she's just a fucking useful idiot. Is what she is.
Yeah, she's a useful idiot, and it hurts to see her like that because you kind of want to root for her, but you just want her to win.
She had her chance.
Yeah.
She had her chance, and she didn't take Atherin's hand. But Atherin's hand extended, she doesn't take it. Atherin's hand extended to Mirren takes it without hesitation and goes. That's the difference. And now the stage is set. We're going back to space.
Going back to space, especially because now they have there's a moon weapon, guys.
Yes.
Very bad moon weapon.
Yes.
I do have criticism of in the next part of all this.
Yes, and this is the problem. So Jabril escapes to the moon. To what is the moon called again? The base.
Moon base.
No, I'm looking it up right now.
That's what I'm calling it because I don't remember the name of it.
He escapes to what's it called? Daedalus Lunar Base, where of course now we get the reveal of the Requiem.
The Requiem, which is like
built on the dark side of moon. Built on the dark side of moon. It's just a giant fucking space cannon.
Yeah. And what's really disturbing about it is they take all these old
colonies,
these colonies that are abandoned, and they utilize the colonies to angle that beam wherever they want.
Yeah, so you can now wipe out. I mean, you can wipe out anything on Earth
or in space, and it's your standard Gundam evil powerful beam weapon.
But here's the difference. The difference between this and, just for a second, what we got with Witch of Mercury. Requiem has the proper buildup for how dangerous it fucking is. Because you get like 10 episodes worth of how bad it is, almost. Witch of Mercury, their doomsday weapon was like there for half a second, and we're supposed to be afraid of it. Yeah, so
there's a lot of like Gundams that have like it's your standard Gundam evil weapon, but this is like so much more terrifying in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, because now remember
capable it is.
Because now in this world now, N-Jammer canceller technology is there. The Alliance, nukes are now on the play, and they use nukes again, and they use Requiem to knock out a couple of the plants.
Of the plants, a lot of the plants, they're just gone.
But because there was a problem, they missed Aprileus, where Durandal was. So now everybody's going to space, but now we have a little bit of layover as everybody's moving into position for the battles. And you've got the Archangel, the Eternal, and a few orb ships that are a small fleet there. You've got some other Zaft and Alliance defectors are also joining them. And then you've got Zaft. And you've got the Alliance fleet. Now, Zaft and the Alliance fleet go to war. And before that, and while that's happening, on Daedalus base, you have what turns out at first to be a nice little day in the life, because now Atherin is fully healed, and everybody's wearing orb uniforms, by the way, which look really good. The orb uniforms look good. I like the orb uniforms. And also, mind you, Mu gets the Akatsuki. Yeah, Neo Mu gets the Akatsuki, and which is great. It's glorious.
We get a good. I think
Yeah.
it's this.
Yeah.
Is it this season that we get the thing, or is it in the movie that we get the thing?
No, it's the thing. It's the here. It's this. Oh no, it's
Okay.
this. Yeah.
I
No,
couldn't remember if
the
they saved
moment.
it.
The
I couldn't remember.
moment.
I couldn't remember if they saved it for the movie or for
No. It's the moment is in this, which
Okay.
all your which just it heals your heart from the end of last season. It heals your heart.
Yeah.
It heals your heart. So now Kigali is now done for the series. She's over. She stays on Earth. She doesn't get another line of dialogue for the rest of the season. So Kigali is now done. Everything's in space. So we're in space, and now they're trying to collect information on what's going to happen next. And what happens is, Lacus wants to go to town. And you get a nice little day in the life moment where Lacus and Kira and Athrun and Mirren go shopping. They go to the mall. And it's nice. Because
it is kind of nice.
Because the great juxtaposition, Kira, he's too relaxed, and Athrun is too tense because he's in bodyguard mode. And it's like, what are we doing here? And during all this, though, during this, Mir,
we're seeing Mir's day
pushed aside, and she's got a caretaker who's keeps calling her Miss Lacus, even though everybody knows she's not. It's feeding delusion, and they use her to lure out Lacus. Because Lacus thinks, oh, listen, I need to rescue this girl. She might have something to tell us. And basically, there's an assassination attempt on Lacus between Athrun and Kira, the Protector, and then, of course, Mu shows up in the Akatsuki to finish off the job. They managed to get through it because you're dealing with Athrun, a highly trained special forces soldier, and Kira's reflexes. So they're fine. And problem is, though, the chick who had been basically
the maid, the caretaker, the person who I think we've seen her a few times prior.
She was there a few times. She was there a few episodes. Yeah, she was when Durandal jettisoned Mir. We saw her for the first time, but now the whole thing is set up, and Mir was going to go with them. She was going to go with them this time. Problem is, Miss Caretaker Woman isn't quite dead, and she's going to try and kill Lacus, and nobody sees it except Mir. And Mir does the heroic thing. She leaps in front of the shot and takes the hit. And in a gloriously sad moment, does a pirouette spin as she falls to the ground and dies in Lacus's arms. She says, please don't let them forget my story. And then we see the next episode is her backstory. It's fucking sad, dude.
We get to see who Mir was. We get to see like what she actually looked like. She looked nothing like
Nothing.
Lacus. It sound like her.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing, is you sing and sound just like her.
Yeah.
And that's why they took her. And they took this really beautiful girl and changed her completely. And
a lot of plastic surgery.
Used her and threw her out. And it really fucking hurts because she is such a good character.
She was a useful idiot. She thought she propaganda. She was told the world needs a Lacus Klein, and we can't find the real one, so we need you to help bring peace and security to people. Let them feel calm and relaxed. So you're bringing goodness to the world. And Durandal just needed a useful pawn. And to what Athrun said, as soon as he has no use for you, he's going to get rid of you. And there it was. And this is one of the few times you see Lacus cry, because it breaks her heart when she reads all this, and it steals her and it steals everybody to going forward on one side. And now the battle, as this ends, the battle between Zaft and Earth forces at Daedalus Base happen, and Zaft annihilates them.
The Earth forces don't really last long. Zaft also has they have the right, because I mean some of the seeds were destroyed. I don't remember if it's Decemberus or which.
I don't remember. It might have been January. Exactly. Might have been January.
Yeah, it was. Well, they destroyed 2, I believe.
I think they sliced through probably 2. Either way, after the attack, they're within their right, and they're stronger because the Earth forces don't have any ace pilots left.
They have nothing. they have another round of destroys, but again, if you don't have good pilots piloting,
They're naturals
destroys,
piloting them at this point.
yeah,
And-
they're shit. They're not even worthless. They're
And-
completely worthless. So they're just getting knocked down. They do struggle to get into like the beam area because that is.
But
has
that's
a
why they
strong
had
shield.
they had a secret mission with Ray and Luna going in there, and Jabril almost escapes again, but Ray gets in there, and just finally Jabril buys it at Ray's hands, annihilates the ship. And
Again,
now,
not a guy you really cry over dying.
No. But now, Zaft controls the Requiem.
Yeah,
and
they're telling everybody, "Hey, we're going to
If Durandal was the stand-up guy you believed him to be, he wouldn't need Requiem.
Yeah. Well, he's doing that whole thing of like, we're going to protect this, okay? We're not going to let anybody else hold this because this is too strong, This is too powerful.
Yeah,
and then everybody starts saying, why are you guys repairing it? Why are you guys
and then, of course, it's time to announce the Destiny Plan. Dermy, what is the Destiny Plan?
Communism. Flat out communism. And communism to the nth degree that is on par with like Nazism as well.
Here's how listen, remember, for those who don't understand fascism and socialism, while one is considered ultra right, one's ultra left, if you go far enough around the circle, they meet at the top and they become essentially the same thing. Mm-hmm. So what you have here is eugenics plus communism, which is the fascism communism.
Your guys' destiny has been decided by birth, and we're
your DNA.
We're gonna genetically test you and see where you guys actually should be in the world.
Yeah. So
and they show off by like Jabril.
Jabril is like, you're nothing but a worker drone.
Yeah, you might be a boss or something, but in reality, you're really supposed to be a clown. And, we're going to hear all happiness because in reality, Jabril should have been a clown the entire time and he would have been happier.
Randall should be CEO.
Exactly.
Yeah. So they show you essentially, we're going to test all your DNA and we're going to let that decide your lot in life. The system, the government's going to tell you what your job is, and because your DNA tells you what it is. It's all in your DNA. So it's literally ultra communist fascism is what it is.
Yes. You are predestined to do these things.
The Destiny Plan. It is your destiny. And now let's look at that for a second, because now this is why Ray, baby Rao, is so into it. Because we also, during this period of time, we get Rao's backstory during all of this, that he's baby Rao. And after Rao died, he asks his Gil, what happened to Rao? He says, Rao is gone. And Gilbert says, but you are Rao. Because Gilbert only believes that everybody has a single destiny in their DNA. Mm-hmm. So Ray has believed this whole time that he has the destiny of Rao La Crusade, one destiny. And that's why he buys into it so heartily, because he's dying. He's a defective clone. He's got even shorter telomeres than Rao had, because he's already on the pills at 16.
Well, he's a clone of a clone, so he's really defective.
Yeah, he's got all kinds of problems. And that's why he keeps telling Shin, I'm not going to be around forever. I need you to carry on our great works when I'm gone, because I'm a clone of a clone. So that's why you need to trust the chairman. And Shin believes this. And Luna believes it to an extent, because she is now in love with Shin. And they have a makeout session before one of the battles with a really great piece of music that I happen to love, but still. And now they're sort of together. Shin and Luna are sort of together. So Shin's emotions are all out of whack even more. And now the Destiny Plan gets announced. And you see people's reactions around the world. And that, like, the stupid girl from the mission with the tunnel and the mobile arm is like, it doesn't matter. It's great. Trust the chairman, because I hate her. And other people going like, wait, what's going on? And of course, Orb says no. Mm-hmm. Orb says no. We believe in freedom, in individuality, and choosing what to do. So what's Gilbert's response? We're gonna shoot you with Requiem.
Yeah, that's why they wanted Requiem, so that they could have ultimate power, so that they can oppose communism, because just control everything.
We're gonna shoot you because you don't agree with what we want.
And then I believe, doesn't he also show up in
Now Messiah. Now now Gilbert has transferred himself to the mobile fortress Messiah, which has also the Genesis weapon attached to it.
Yeah, so he has a lot of fucking weapons that he just doesn't need.
Yeah. So now here we are. The final battle. All sides line up, and it's glorious. Now, in the original run, it was a single episode, episode 50, and it was all compacted. You missed a lot of stuff. In this episode, they expanded. Then a few years later, they had released a DVD, Gundam Seed Destiny Final Plus, which was really the 45 minutes of the whole thing, which is what you get in the remastered Destiny, which is what we're talking about now. Mm. So back in the day,
superior intro.
Oh yeah, well that's the intro they now supplanted into the back half of the season. That was that intro. Originally, it was a completely different intro, which sucked balls. It was terrible. Da-na-na, da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na, that it was a terrible intro. Think about it. You're in the final arc of your season, and you get this elevator music mellow intro that doesn't fire you up at all. Terrible.
Now we get an intro that is very kind of melancholy, but it makes you want to just go out there and fight.
But it's dun 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 dun, and I'll tell you exactly what it's called because it's one of my favorite tracks ever, and I've used it in a lot of things. The exact track is called Vestige by TM Revolution. That track is incredible. It's an awesome track. They use it repeatedly. It's essentially in this one, when it's not the Freedom Hero song, it's Kira's hero song is what it is in this one. So here we are, the big battle. Everybody's going. On one side, you've got everybody trying to stop Requiem from firing. Now, the big thing is to stop Requiem firing. So they're attacking the different colonies that are being used to redirect the beams. And
Zaf forces, like the good Zaf
you've
forces.
You've got the Jewel team. You've got Izak and Diarca end up joining along with Kira and Athrun. They sign up at mid-battle, too. Mid-battle, like, what are you jerks doing? Izak's like, what are you assholes doing here? We're trying to stop this. Well, so are we! So, because they had already destroyed one that was going to fire at Zaft again. So now, anyway, so everybody's coming together. You've got Freedom and Justice in the Meteor units, which are just those are so overpowered. Yes. The Meteor units, just massive
giant fucking beam swords,
giant beam swords, missiles, extra speed boosts. It's great. You've got Mu in the Akatsuki. You've got the Doms in space. You got the Murasames out there. It's glorious. Battle galore. And it boils down to this. You get the big battle. Here where we line up. At first, you get a little bit of Shin versus Kira, but that soon breaks up when Athrun's going after Requiem.
Yeah.
So Luna is fighting Athrun over Requiem, and Luna is not as good as Athrun.
She gets yeeted.
Yeah, she gets beaten up. Of course, Shin then leaves Kira to Rey, and let's do Athrun, Shin, Luna first, then we'll do Kira, Rey. And then we'll do the big thing that I love so much that we've been waiting for.
Yes, we've been waiting for the heal.
Yes.
The help.
Yes. So, Athrun beats the crap out of Luna while holding back too. And until the fighter says, listen, get out of my way. I'm going to stop this because I'm not going to let you blow up Kigali. And of course, Luna's also confused because Mirren breaks through the comms and his sister. What are you doing, Luna? Don't you realize this is wrong? Why aren't you fighting with us? And that confused the hell out of her because she thought Mirren was dead too. Because Mirren's now she's on the Eternal as a Zaft officer, and the Eternal is a Zaft ship. So it's all that kind of stuff because now you've got Shin arrives the last second. He's like, you tried to hurt Luna, who I have now had the hots for 5 minutes.
She's had the hots for him for a very long time,
yes.
But you've had the hots for her for 5 minutes.
5 minutes. You hurt Luna. I won't forgive you, you traitor. And he goes seed mode. He goes his rage seed mode. And it's a good fight. But Athrun is better. This is full health Athrun in a mobile suit that is specifically attuned to his capabilities and his skills and his fighting style. And Athrun owns Shin. And at one point, though, as Mirren's rhetoric finally breaks through to Luna, in the midst of it all, Shin's having a massive breakdown like duh, no, no, his whole trauma music is going on, and he's
Mhm.
seeing Stella and all this stuff, and he's seeing flashes of freedom, and hearing Mayu's voice on the phone. He never lets go, and he loses it, and he goes essentially, palm thrust at the Justice, but then Luna gets in the way to try and stop him, but he's in such berserker mode, he doesn't see it. All he sees is you're an enemy. And this is Atherin's crowning achievement for the series right here. In a split second, Atherin triggers seed mode for one single move to slip around and just annihilate Shin before he can take out Luna.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great.
He destroys doesn't destroy,
Destiny.
but he
does
destroy the Destiny.
He totals the Destiny. Yeah. He chops it into pieces.
Yeah.
He chops it into pieces.
I forgot because
he goes, his line is, "You crazy bastard." And he just chops it into pieces, does the spin move around, takes him out, and then Shin crash lands. And then during this, you've got the ultimate battle, ship versus ship battle porn of the Archangel versus the Minerva. It's a glorious fight, Dermy.
Yes,
it's great.
It's fantastic. I still love the Minerva more than the Archangel, but it's still a beautiful battle.
But here's the problem. The Archangel is protecting the Eternal, which is the flagship of the fleet, because Lacus is in command. And at one point, the Tannhäuser has the Eternal and the Archangel sides, and the Archangel can evade, but if they do, it's going to blow up the Eternal.
Mm-hmm.
But Maru's like, fine, we're going to take the hit, but it's just like, done. It's just like it was at the end of Seed. A plasma beam cannon fires at the Archangel's bridge. There's nothing they can do. And then in swoops a mobile suit to block it.
In swoops Mu, the man that can make the impossible possible.
And as he's doing it, and Maru's freaking out. She's like, no, not again. Not again. They shouldn't say it, but you can see it in her features. But this time, he's in a superior mobile suit. He's in the Akatsuki. Now, remember, we haven't mentioned this because we haven't been in space with the Akatsuki. The Akatsuki also has a Dragoon system.
Mm-hmm.
And the Dragoon system can also form a shield.
Yep.
So what Mu does, because he's in the Akatsuki, which is impervious to positronic radiation beams, he deflects it. And in that moment, all his memories come back. And we see that he was picked up by the Alliance after the battle at the end of last season. And with his memory wiped. No memory. They used the machine on him that he used on those kids. That's how fucked up it was, man. They wiped his memory, they suppressed it, and they reprogrammed his Captain Neo Roanoke. But then he remembers. He's like, not this time. And then he deflects it. He destroys the Minerva's cannon. He puts a shield around the Archangel, and he says, I'm back, baby. Ha ha! And we're healed.
Fucking loved it.
I tear up, dude. I tear up every time. I can't help it.
I mean, I get goosebumps every time I think about it.
I got goosebumps right now.
Because it is the winning point. We saw the exact same thing last time, and it didn't work out that well. And now we see it again, and it's like, nah, but this time I'm better, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in a proper mobile suit that is prepared for this shit. And then the Mu and the Archangel just annihilate the Minerva. Maru does an awesome move where she just flips it around, fires the Nighthearts into it, boom, just annihilates it. It's glorious. And then Minerva crashes and burns. Crashes and burns.
And sad about that.
And then Mu quickly goes to support Atherin as together they take out the Requiem before it fires. And then Shin wakes up with Luna by his side, and they cry as they watch their dreams collapse. The Minerva's crashed.
Well, they watch as they realize that they lost, but at the same time, they have each other, and they realize that they were actually wrong the whole time.
They're starting to realize it.
Yeah.
And now the other main event was going on. Kira versus Baby Rao. Because now Kira's fighting Rey, and he feels like, this feels so familiar. This is so, and he realizes that he's replaying Freedom versus Providence. And that's when Ray says, "I am Rao. Come back to get you this time. I'm going to finish what we started last time." And then Kira, in great Kira fashion, gives a speech. His destiny is not yours. Why are you so wedded to what he was doing? Aren't you your own person with your own soul? And of course, after a good fight, Kira does dominate.
Yeah, Kira dominates the.
Yeah.
It's not the Providence. I always want to say it's the Providence.
Legend.
It's the
Legend.
The legend is practically destroyed.
Yeah,
It really isn't that big of a battle because it's like here's a lot of like similarities.
It's a verbal battle, is what it is.
Yeah, it's more verbal.
Kira had a lot more problems back then fighting Rao because Rao was an excellent pilot, and the Providence was a beast of a Gundam. And but the Strike Freedom is a superior machine to the Legend, and Kira is a superior pilot to Ray.
Yeah, Ray's not that good of a pilot. He's a good pilot, but he's not that good.
Yeah. He doesn't have seed mode, and he doesn't have he's just a new type. He's not a coordinator new type like Kira, the dream of humanity. But problem is though that what Kira was saying started to break through to Ray, which would distract him. Then Kira finishes him off, and the Legend's a bit total. But now you've got Messiah, which fired off another blast, but they managed to get around it, and a lot of ships got destroyed. So now they got to get to Messiah and stop Durandal completely. So Kira
Durandal
goes in
also has a wonderful Emperor Palpatine throne room.
Yes, he just sits there the whole time, monitoring everything. So the battle is ending, but Kira needs to go in there, and he knows he needs to confront Durandal. And problem is, now here is the difference. In the original televised version 20 years ago, it was only Kira that went in there. Athrun never does. It's only with Final Plus where they included Athrun, which is so important. Athrun has to be there. It was such an oversight. I think they were rushing at the end of the original production just to get it done. And that's
they might have been, but there's two other people that show up as well.
Well, they were there always too. They were always there. No, what I mean is Ray and Talia were there too, but it was only Kira was the only protagonist present at that time. So Kira fights his way there. So does Athrun. And Kira makes it to the throne room. And he and Durandal have their face-off. This is the first time he knows. Durandal has a gun. Kira has a gun, but he doesn't draw it. He doesn't aim.
Because he doesn't believe in killing people. He only does himself. Yeah.
And Durandal tries to push him to it. You, Kira, the ultimate dream of humanity. You were the ultimate warrior, the ultimate soldier. Look how you were misused your entire life. My destiny plan would have had you put in your proper place as a soldier the whole time. You never would have known fear or worry or anything. And then Kira,
his destiny plan would have seen him dead.
Sorry. And we'll get to that. That's next month. That's next month. I have so much to say about that.
Same.
Now, so. And Kira basic. Now, right there, you have Kira, and at the same time, you have Talia shows up too, and Ray sneaks around, and Durandal sees all those other players. Athrun's going to arrive last minute and catch the last part of the conversation. As Kira basically says, "Your plan saps freedom from everybody. It takes away our choice. I may have been genetically engineered to be the perfect soldier." But I wanted to choose a destiny for a moment, and I have found so much love. I'm boilerplating this down. It's a good speech. I'm boilerplating. I have found so much love and experiences. Yes, I've seen tragedy, but they're my experiences that I crafted myself. And I made the choice. And every human being should have the choice to make mistakes and fix mistakes. It should be essentially individuality. And you've got Ray, who's now Durandal thinks he's got a beat on Kira because Ray's got the line of shot on Kira, but Ray falters. And Talia has also aimed at Durandal because she doesn't want anybody to die. But then a gunshot goes off, and you realize that somebody shot Durandal. And it wasn't Athrun who showed up at the end. It wasn't Talia. It was Ray, his most loyal of loyal foot soldiers. Because he says, I want what he was talking about. I didn't want what your destiny said it had. What the destiny you said I had to have because it was Rao's. his one and this. I wanted this. It was beautiful what he said, and Ray breaks down into a gibbering mess, and Talia cradles Durandal as he's dying, and she says to now Kira and Athrun approach, but she points a gun and says, "You guys leave. You got a life to leave. My life ends here." And give a message to Maru. Tell her I have a son. Please go visit him sometime. Now Talia, that's a selfish fucking thing to do. That's a terrible thing to do.
Yeah, she was not a really good person.
Not a good mother. Not a good mother.
She was not a good mother, but at the same time, she viewed her like she had a real son, but she viewed her other son as Ray.
She said she let Ray call her mom in their final moments. He says, "You can rest now." It's a messed up moment because
it's really disturbing to see just the inner workings of Durandal right there, because you're like,
these are his machinations right here. People who were close to him were also fucked up, and he realizes in his dying moment, I can't believe I lost, but he knows why he lost, because Lacus changed Kira, and Kira interfered with Lacus, which we'll talk about next month. And then Athrun and Kira get the fuck out.
They get the fuck out, and they saved.
I want to say one point. It was so important that Athrun be included because Athrun needed to hear those speeches. He needed to hear them to finalize his belief system of his own individuality, which is why he needed to be there and see that Kira and Athrun are together now, completely lockstep. Because after Ray shoots him, like Athrun spins on Ray because he didn't even see him there. But so now Kira and Athrun get away. They get away. And then
we're almost done.
And then in a glorious moment, everybody starts signaling for retreat across the battlefield, and to Fields of Hope. It gets played, and it's glorious, like a tapestry of colors. There's retreat zones. Everybody falls back because now it has to end. It's over. Nobody should be fighting anymore. And you see some great ending credits as everybody's coming together. Restored. And now this also was not the original ending credits. Now this is the stuff here where you see everybody's returning to where they are. Waltfeld. You got Maru and Mu are back together. Waltfeld is also there. He's hanging out. Kigali's organizing her government. Lacus is now, at the moment, for this moment in time, she is chairman of Zaft. She's the chairman. She gets elected chairman in this period for these next couple of years. She's chairman, and Kira is an admiral. He joined Zaft. He's
joined Zaft to side to be near his Lacus.
Yeah, and there's a great scene in the credits where she's leaving a meeting and he's coming up with his new team, and she sees him and she's just like, they both break protocol and rush to each other to hug. And then we get a post-credit scene that also was not in the original now. We're back in Orb at the Monument for the Dead, where Kira and Shin first unknowingly encountered each other. And you have Athrun and Mirren paying respects, Shin and Luna paying respects. And Athrun just starts explaining to him, this is why we're doing. They're trying to stop the fighting. And then Kira and Lacus show up. And Athrun says, this is Kira. He's the pilot of the Freedom. And for the first time, Shin sees who he's been fighting all this time. And says, we're fighting to stop the war. And then Kira, I would have slapped Shin in the face, honestly, because
you probably would have, because that's the kind of person you are. But that's not the kind of person.
Kira. This is Kira.
That's not
Kira
the kind of person Kira is.
This is what look. And he says, look, the flowers are growing again. And he says, this is what we're fighting for. And he extends the hand. Join us. And Shin's like, yeah, I'm going to finally let my past go, and I'm going to move forward. And then they all walk away from each other. Kira and Lacus, arm in arm, go one way. Shin and Luna go one way, and then Mirren and Athrun went over. And I thought for years that was going to be like there was going to be like an Athrun Mirren connection there, because I thought it was a good foundation for a connection, but no, that didn't happen. Or maybe it did, and
maybe it did. Listen, even in the movie, they don't really fully explain what's going on there.
We'll talk about that. So that's it. Gundam Seed Destiny. We went for 2 hours on that, man.
Yeah, Because I mean, there's a lot to go over, but we also
Yeah.
stopped last time, like at Destroy.
Yeah. I mean,
from
we
there,
had
there's
to.
a lot of battles.
Yeah. But that's it. And I love this. I mean, some people poo-poo this. I love it. I think it's great.
Oh,
I
it's
love everything Gundam.
fantastic.
It's fantastic. And it had done something Gundam hadn't done before with its with the storytelling it did.
They've done similar, but not like this.
Yeah.
Like
And
with the communism and the level of like individuality and fighting for hope and freedom. They usually battle communism. That's usually what they battle, or world domination. Not communism, but Nazis.
Control. Yeah, it's usually control. We must have control.
Control. We must have control. And there's others that do have like really good manipulation. Like if you look at Iron-Blooded Orphan.
That's psychological crap. That's different stuff, though.
That's really fucked up psychological manipulation that goes on there. But at the same time, it's not like what was going on here.
All right. Well, that's it. But Summer Gundam isn't over. We got one more thing.
Yeah.
20 years later, after wishing and wanting, we did get we thought it was done. I thought it was concluded, but no, we did get a conclusion. Gundam Seed Freedom.
Yeah.
For years, we thought it was going to be called Gundam Seed Eternal. We thought that's what a series is going to be. No, it's called Gundam Seed Freedom, and it was a movie. And I've only seen it the one time, a few months ago. Finally got around to it because I was afraid. Right around when Dermy got into finally watching it, I said, okay, I got to watch it because he wants to talk about it. If I don't do that, he's going to bug me. So I did watch it.
Yeah, I'm going to bother you.
And it's a great movie. But also, as a preview now for a discussion next month, you can tell it was supposed to be a full season.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many things thrown at us in that movie. It's like, wait, what?
There's also some retcons that really make you wonder what's what.
So we will next month on Anime Odyssey, we will be talking Gundam Seed Freedom, and where we're going to wax poetic, but I'm also going to be highly critical because I'm hoping one day, and it's possible, they'll go back and say, let's make a whole season of this.
I would prefer a whole season because there's
so many questions.
There's already a character that we're supposed to care about, and I don't care about her.
And
there are the downsides to anime movies.
And there's lore and history built into this that we're first learning about and get no time to develop. Oh, and that's next month. And
it's a good movie, but good. I'm highly critical of it.
I'm highly critical, but it's so good that I want the full story. That's how good it is. I want the whole thing. And maybe one day we'll get it. You know, they might do it one day. We've seen things where things get made into movies and get turned into series.
Bandai's working on potentially the Master Asia series that they made and long ago, which is a prequel, which I'm 100% for because I like Master Asia. So
you love G Gundam, so
yeah. And they're also finally bringing in the dub of the Iron-Blood Orphan sequel, which will also be good.
I mean, listen, Bandam, they got a lot of problems going on, and they need to fix Gundam. So
yeah,
they need to get back to basics. And you know what? Appease your fan bases that you already have.
Yeah,
that's what
you had some really good. You have really good fans that actually are really looking forward to. There's people that actually like the sequel series for Iron-Blood Orphan. Even I'm kind of like for it. There's people that really want the prequel for Master Asia, and then
I want more Seed. I want more Seed. I want the whole story, but that's next month. We've got a little time left because I am on the clock because I have to get the Wormhole watch.
And I still need to do another charity, and I need to get water before that. But before we do that,
it's One Piece time.
Yeah.
Okay. We're all right. Oda's doing the Oda thing right now. We've stopped all the action for lore backstory. Now it's fantastic lore backstory.
It's
all
fantastic.
All this rock shit is incredible.
You want to know what's making Elbath? I learned this recently. You want to know what makes all of Elbath right now so fantastic?
Go ahead, tell me.
Elbath wasn't actually planned.
Really?
Yeah. he never actually wanted to do Elbath. He didn't decide to do Elbath.
He just threw it out there during Little Garden and said, whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. He didn't actually choose to do Elbath until towards the end of Egghead.
Wow. So he must have taken a different storyline and slapped it on here then.
Because they was going to do a completely different story, go to an island after Elbath. So because they wanted, part of this is also not Toei, but the people that Viz wanted to keep it running because it is so profitable. And some people did start pointing out, like, you've been setting up Elbath like for a while. We need to go there.
Yeah, but now here's the thing too. And here's why I think that he may not have wanted to go to Elbath, but he clearly had some things he's taken that he's just put in here to make it work. Because here's one thing that jumped out at me. We learned last month that Rox is Blackbeard's dad. We learned that last month, which you caught and I missed because I was reading quickly and I missed it. Rox says one thing, I think it was in chapter 1557. He says, there's a devil fruit on Elbath I need. Which means I think that Blackbeard always had whatever the ability is. Whatever mechanic is being used to use two devil fruits at once, Rox had it. Because he says Rox says there's two devil fruits I want, and one of them's on Elbath.
So one of the theories is, I'll say this. We don't know who ate that because there's the devil fruit that Elbath.
We're going to find out.
In high regard. We're going to find out. The rumor is, Loki said that he ate it. Loki's supposedly a devil fruit user. We don't know if that's true or not. We don't know what that fruit is. It could be the Yami Yami no Mi or the Dark fruit. It could be.
That would explain why.
For sure.
That would explain why Blackbeard, why Teaches wanted it so much, because it would fulfill his father's desire.
I think it would fulfill Rox's desire, but we'll save that until after.
That's what I just
Actually,
said.
here, I'll say it right now.
I just said Teach would fulfill his father's desire to get the Yami Yami fruit.
I don't think Rox is dead.
Well, okay, here's the thing. We're going to get God Valley this month. We're getting God Valley this month.
Well, yeah.
It's happening because we're there in this flashback. We are there. It's that moment. Of course, the last thing we saw was the birth of Shanks and Clover.
And we now know that Shanks and Clover are not, like, their dad is Figgle and Garling.
Yeah,
they aren't naturally royals or whatever it was, world nobles.
Yeah. And
so they're part world noble.
Yeah.
So there's questions there that I've been having. Like, does that mean Garling wanted to kill the island that his kids were born on because he doesn't really care about them, or does he actually care about them and got forced into this? Like, I'm confused because he's also the one that suggested you go to God Valley.
Yeah. And
go ahead. I want to say this. So there's a theory going around. There's been this theory for a while that Rox is still alive. And I'm not going to deny that.
Based on what?
Based on, like, just some weirdness of, like, Rox and Teach. Like, Teach always knew that he needed to get the Yami Yami no Mi since birth. That was always, like, one of his big goals. So, and there's been, like, these weird little things. But here's the bit that I heard a theory, and I actually kind of subscribe to this theory, especially because you don't understand how Teach can hold two different devil fruits.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I think let's go back to Marineford when he already had the Yami Yami, and then there was clearly the corpse of Whitebeard who had the Quake. Yeah,
and he probably ate his heart. I'm not gonna lie.
Here's the thing. He under that when I first saw it, watching it go down, like, is it the cloak that's allowing him to do it? But now, of course, years later, I think no, he did something underneath that cloak that he doesn't want anybody to see, which would allow him to use two devil fruit powers at once.
I also think part of what he did was he ate the heart because they established cannibalism can get you the powers. So I'm willing to bet he ate, like, his heart.
But then
but
there has to be another
so
mechanic in there that
this goes to the other
clash.
theory. This goes to the other theory.
What, you think he's like got piece of rocks in him or something?
Yes, because one of the two powers of the Api Api no Mi that Doflamingo pointed out wasn't just the immortal power, it was the personality transplant.
All right, this goes into another theory I've heard for a long time. Some people have tracked that there are certain points Teach's teeth are different.
Yes. His teeth change. There's weirdness there. Plus, you always have to remember the way they've depicted Teach is he might be very vicious, but he's kind of cowardly and he's not that strong without his fruits.
Yeah.
He managed to scar Shanks. How?
True.
So the theory goes that Rox utilized the transplant surgery somehow. Like, this isn't fully figured out because the surgery would have flipped them, but somehow Rox is actually alive within Blackbeard. So their two spirits essentially are utilizing the Yami Yami and the Guro? No, the Quake.
Quake. I just say Quake.
Yeah. So that's how he's doing it. It would explain a lot because Teach knew from birth what the plan was. He's been reenacting all of Rox's plan. He's been doing everything Rox has been wanting him to do. Even when it goes to the guy who used to run Hachinosu before Blackbeard took it back over, that guy used to be a part of Rox's crew. So you're seeing all this stuff line up that he's following through Rox's destiny, but it would make sense if Rox is still alive within his own son.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna find. We'll get another clue to that because we're gonna see Garp and Roger versus Rox. We're about to see that. We are about to see that. And I gotta say, I love for these past few chapters seeing Roger walking around wearing the straw hat. I'm loving every second of that. I love that.
The downside I haven't enjoyed these past couple chapters is how simpy Rox is towards Shaki. I'm not too big on that. I like Rox being kind of like free loving and just wanting to have fun. I don't like the simping over Shaki, but that goes to the other thing. What was Shaki called on Hachinosu?
Oh, that her full name. I can't pronounce it.
Not her full name. What was she being called by the people of Hachinosu? She's the treasure of Hachinosu.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
So the big thing that led Rox to go to God Valley was they took the treasure of Hachinosu.
Really?
Yeah, that was the big thing.
Oh, I forgot.
That convinced Rox to go to God Valley was they took the treasure, one of the treasures of Hachinosu, something that they held very deep, close to them.
Which
Shaki was called the treasure of Hachinosu.
And that would explain why Roger went there too. Yes.
They went to go save Shaki.
Okay. See, I'd forgotten that. Listen, you just rewatched Kuma's backstory, so it's fresh in your mind. It's been a year since I read that, so I'd forgotten.
Well, it's not just watching Kuma's backstory. I like theory videos and listening to that stuff.
But also, Kuma's backstory is the beginning of God Valley.
Yeah, but that's the thing that they keep pointing out is like they took the treasure of Hachinosu. What was the treasure of Hachinosu? We don't know. And then you hear Shaki gets called the treasure of Hachinosu because she has the bar on Hachinosu that looks just like the same bar over
her
on
bar that they have in Archipelago.
Yeah, and then you hear them call her the treasure, and it's like they stole Shaki.
Well, all right. See, you made that connection because you're a little fresher than I am right now. I mean, if I had kept up with all my watchings, I would have recently watched it and I probably would have made that connection, but you're fresher, so you got that. I missed it completely. I completely missed that. I can admit that. I can admit it.
I'm deep in the One Piece rabbit holes right now. I love it right now. I've been enjoying it.
I'm good on the stuff I've seen over and over again. You know, that stuff, I remember that stuff all the time. But this is like fresh lore, which I haven't consumed enough times to have it remember it. Because remember, I haven't actually, if I had watched it, it would have stuck better. I've only read it, and I've mentioned this. The way my photographic memory works, it works better with visual movement than it does with reading something. So when I read the manga, when I read Egghead, which was
Mhm.
happened with which involved Kuma's backstory, that was over a year ago. You
If
know this,
yeah.
16 pages. You read that shit so quickly,
Oh yeah.
and some
That's
of it
why
doesn't. Only
some of that
major
stuff
events. But, yeah.
I prefer to watch because it
Yeah.
gets so chaotic.
Well, the reason I switched to One Piece is because at the time, with the time skip, it was so far ahead of the anime
Mhm.
that I had to. Otherwise, I risk massive spoilers forever. So
Mhm.
I went to the manga. One of the rare cases where I'll go to the manga, even though the anime is still going. And I've stuck with it so that I'm aware of it, so that I can't be spoiled. And then I'll go back and watch the anime for shits and giggles and enjoyment, pure enjoyment. But now, so I haven't actually watched Egghead. So I remember all the major points of Egghead, but that little bit of why everybody was at God Valley, aside from the hunting and shit, was the treasure of Hachinose. So
it's a line that Garp says. What do you expect? Like, why do you what did you expect the Rocks Pirates to do? You took the treasure of Hachinose.
see, I don't remember that line at all.
Yeah.
So
it was when Kong was trying to get Garp to go.
Yeah, and see what I remember from reading that bit of the backstory. I remember the Rocks Pirates landing on shore and getting a first look at young Big Mom, young Charlotte, and seeing the crew of power, which we've now seen at full strength. And then I remember Roger's crew hitting the shore. That's the imagery I remember from
if you
that
go
reading
back,
that chapter.
So you can see the when they land on God Valley on YouTube. You can see the scene, dub or sub, however you want to watch it. But if you watch that with the idea that Shaki is the treasure, it puts that whole entire thing.
It puts a complete perspective. Yeah.
A completely different perspective, because you get Buckingham Stussy going like, not you too, Whitebeard, because Stussy loves Whitebeard.
Yeah.
And then you get Gloriosa go kind of implying that she's jealous of something.
Yeah. Yeah, because she's in love with Roger. And Roger has eyes for Shaki, but Shaki's in love with Rayleigh. And so it's just it's now of course now the lines of "Get out of my way, Roger, what are you doing here? You get out of my way, Rocks, what are you doing here?" Now those lines make more sense. So see, I remember all that stuff. I just don't remember that Garp line. So completely gone.
It's a minor line that a lot of people picked up on, but it is also like, if you're not paying attention, you're not going to be like, oh, what
it
is
takes
it?
the obsessives, the true obsessives who constantly go back over and over and over it again. I mean, I love this show, but I don't live and breathe it every second.
It's fun. That's why I've been there's a lot of videos I can listen to, and I've heard a lot of interesting lores and things like that. The other thing, though, that I've been loving is just seeing the Rocks Pirates be the Rocks Pirates. And it does make you think. They said that Rocks was like this vile monster of the sea, and you're watching him. He's kind of more of a dick.
He's a dick that's holding together a bag of dicks.
Yeah. And you're kind of like, you know what? I don't hate him as much. I kind of like him. I don't see the villainy.
Well, look at what he's doing. He only attacks the world government and other pirates, but that's
he
normal.
mainly just attacks the world government. But also, people pointing this out, they did the same. They did to Rocks what they're doing to Luffy. If you actually watch it, because they hate Luffy, they say Luffy's a monster. He's evil. There's a lot of people that believe that, but he's not. So now you're seeing the truth of Rocks, and it's like he's kind of just more of a dick.
You look at it like this: Rocks was massively powerful, but I mean, Roger didn't hate them; they were just simple rivals.
Yeah,
there was no hatred there. It was, we're competing for these same things. I mean, we're at a point where Whitebeard isn't even Roger's rival yet, because he's just a minion on Rocks' crew, a powerful minion who already has the Quake fruit at that point. Because you see during this week's chapter, at one point he used it, and I'm like, damn, that's a pretty useful thing to have when they crack the earth there.
Yeah.
So there was no hatred there, and you're right. That's a very good point. The whole painting picture, he's a monster. He's a monster. No, we're seeing that he was just like every other pirate, except he was really focused on fucking over the world government for reasons we still don't know.
Reasons I'm willing to bet revolve around how he just fucking hates them. But also, it makes you look at Blackbeard and go like, what really why are you so evil? Because Blackbeard's pure evil. He's no redeeming.
Oh, I mean, with what he everything concerning Ace was just done because it was a job, and he took great pleasure in that. Well,
Yeah.
he probably took great pleasure because he knew that Ace was Roger's son.
Yeah. Like there's a lot of questions I still have, but the cooler parts that came out like in the recent, obviously, Caribou's dad being the person that has been in charge of Hachinosu. So now that makes you think that the reason Caribou was getting all that information was to take back to his dad, because he probably doesn't know that Blackbeard took over Hachinosu.
Possible.
That's a swamp guy. You also
I know.
Yeah. You also have like all the stuff with Shaki and the Amazon Lily pirates, who I can't remember what their names were. The pirate name.
Well, Gloriosa.
Well, no, not that, but they were the Kuja pirates. You get all that stuff, and you see that they weren't always kind of they weren't always like super.
They were the
Amazon
idols of the sea.
Yeah, they were something completely different.
Yeah,
but the harder thing is seeing the fallout between Harold
and Rox. The last chapter was Harold versus Rox, because Harold is so desperate for recognition to change the perception of the giants that he's willing to do the bidding of the world government
and try to kill Rox. And you get that fight where they both say that they considered each other friends.
Unusual friends. It was unusual friends.
Well, I mean, they were.
There were some adjectives thrown in there to describe their friendship. But yeah, that was a sad thing because Harold knows that the world government is shit.
Mm-hmm.
He knows it's corrupt and full of shit, but he knows that there are means to his ends, and he has to play ball.
He wants people to quit viewing the giants as monsters. He wants them to welcome them in and everything like that.
Here's the problem. We started this whole backstory to find out the murder of Harold.
Yeah.
And it's gotten lost a little bit in the past few chapters as we gotten about Rox and bringing in the Roger pirates out of nowhere. It's like, oh shit, we're watching Roger pirates in their. This is the Roger pirates in their fucking prime.
Yeah,
that we're seeing Roger in his prime right here. So, because Dave showed us a couple pages of Roger and Garp going at it, which is great.
We've been all over the place.
Yeah,
people have to constantly remember Harold dies, and that's also what the narrator says. This is the last day they see each other before that event.
Yeah. So we have to remember this whole thing started because Loki's going to tell the truth about what happened the night that Harold was murdered, and it's so horrible that he's kept the secret for all these years to let himself take the blame. So, and through this, we're getting all this extra shit: the birth of Shanks and Clover. And now God Valley, which has been hanging like a mystery. Why was God Valley so important? The defeat of God Valley, the defeat of Rox.
What the fuck happened there? Because Figurling Garling says like, hey, this would be a good spot for our next spot. Yeah, I've been hanging out there a little bit. That would be our good spot for our next. I think he said hunting. I don't think he said hunt.
He said hunt.
Did he say hunt?
He said hunt.
I thought he said something else that it could have.
He said hunt.
But, and then I go back because again, I just saw Kuma's thing. When Figurling was there, he didn't look happy to be there, even though he suggested we need to go here and do this. And then you see his two kids are there, and the woman that he knocked up is there. And it really makes me question what's going on there. Is Figurling Garling a dick, or what happened? Is he willing to kill his own kids?
I don't know.
I need to see that. I need to see that because I'm curious.
I mean, so this is why I say God Valley always existed in Oda's plans, I assume. But he's now, that's why I said, going back to my original statement when we started this conversation, Oda's taken a lot of stuff and decided to implant it within Elbaf in order to make Elbaf a thing. Yeah. If it wasn't always planned. And
he's taking it all over the place. There's so many lore drops. Yeah, all the way back to the Harley text and the idea of what the tree was. There's so much that he's just been laying out that makes you go like, where are we going with all this?
By the time we end Elbaf, I think we're gonna have a bunch of answers by the time we're done.
Probably.
We're in this flashback for another month at least.
Yeah.
Before we get,
we have to do all of God Valley, and then we have to see
the fallout,
some and see Harold die.
Yeah,
but
and then we get to the fights. We're in the middle of fights.
Yes. We're still in the middle of fights against Emu's just sitting there, beating up people. Yeah. We're just sitting, talking.
But Dermy, this is just shown in slop.
Yeah.
It's just shown in slop. It's just shown in slop. That's all it is.
Yeah. Ignore the levels of storytelling and impact and character work and making you go like, hey, this guy's pure evil, to no, he's actually just a dick.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of wanting to see what happens. And then even, does Harold die before God Valley or after God Valley? Because if he dies
during God Valley.
Yeah, or during, but the question, because Rox doesn't see him until he dies. So if he dies after God Valley, that means Rox doesn't die on God Valley.
Yeah, here's the thing though. Harold can't die during God Valley. God Valley's happening right now, and Rox and Harold just fought a little bit before it. Loki's an adult when he barges into the chamber, because we saw that at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Loki's already grown. So Loki's still a kid. So we're not near Harold's death yet. So it can't happen during God Valley. We're years away.
Rox didn't die during God Valley.
I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I don't. And this is why I generally don't go too deep into theory crafting, because I want to be surprised on these things.
I want to be surprised too.
I don't want to have figured it out.
Like I'm not theory crafting here. I'm just like,
I know you're not. I'm saying in general.
Yeah.
In general.
This is like what the story's laying out right now. Yeah. So then you start questioning your timeline, and it goes like, okay, so Rox couldn't have died at God Valley, even though that's where he was defeated. And if he didn't die on God Valley, then what's he doing? Because we still don't know who the man with the red fire scar is, flaming scar is.
No.
That took the poneglyph.
No.
Which there is a theory that could be what's his name? Shiki. Just the theory, because apparently Oda has come out and said the guy with the flaming scar is going to be a super serious villain for the Straw Hats. Yeah, he's going to be super serious and super powerful.
Good.
So you have Shiki, Rox. You have a lot of potential there.
See, I love Oda because Oda is one of the few people out there that can still surprise me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I don't want to dig too deep on things. So I like the surprise.
I like to dig deep just for the fun of it, because then that goes like, sometimes you dig deep for the fun and you get like interesting possibilities that Blackbeard still has Rox within him via the Appi Appi no Mi and stuff like that. Other times you dig deep into theory crafting and you see something that sounds just so fucking ridiculous that you never think it's going to be true until it is proven true. With Kozuki Moria.
Let's talk about that. So anybody that reads the manga, you wouldn't know this if you read the anime, because this stuff isn't shown in the anime. Mm-hmm. So you wouldn't know this. It's kind of isn't shown there. Anybody who reads the manga knows that at the beginning of every manga page, more often than not, Oda's telling a little story. Sometimes it's a fan influence thing. Somebody says, please draw this as a little story there, and he does that. But most of the time he tells little stories of what's going on with people that the Straw Hats have met as they've journeyed across the world. And sometimes they're important, sometimes they're semi-important. Nothing's really had impact, in my opinion, at least not since I've been reading the manga. It's more of like it's just flavor text to the lore. Well, this week, for the past year, we've been following Yamato as she. As she has been basically cleaning up the mess of Wano after the Battle of Wano. She's been cleaning up messes, basically fulfilling promises, this and that, and putting together her own little band of, followers.
Beast pirates.
Yeah. So she did that. And previous week, they had them praying at somebody's grave, a fallen hero of Wano. And this week, we got to look at the name on the marker. Dermy, what did it say?
It said Kozuki Moria. Now, I said this on Friday, and I'll say this again here. Kozuki Moria was a fan theory and this goes to what I just said. Sometimes you get fun ones that possibly could come true, and sometimes you get ones that you don't believe would ever come true, because the theory was based off of the kanji that spell out Gecko Moria.
And
the kanji
only someone who knows kanji would know that shit.
Yes. And then kanji that spells out Kozuki. They're the exact same kanji, just in reverse.
And here's something you told me, because you've been watching the anime recently. The imagery of Moria fighting Kaido is anime only. I didn't know that imagery existed, because I haven't watched Egghead and Wano.
Yeah,
in anime.
You end up seeing the imagery has existed. I think it existed sometime. I don't remember if it was during Wano that they talked about this, like after Rox dies, or if this was shortly after Wano, because we know Gecko Moria goes to Wano to confront Kaido, and he was there seeing Roger die. And originally I thought, hey, this is just, Gecko trying. This is when Gecko Moria lost over in the New World after becoming a pirate, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. And then it also does.
Which is the lore we knew, which is what the lore we knew was. Yeah.
And it's reason he goes back to the Grand Line to build his entire zombie island that may or may not be God Valley as well, but that's another time. Especially with the fact that all of his zombie generals were also former Rox pirates, but that's besides the point. It makes you start questioning all of his motives and what he was really doing, and what he might have done once he had his oars and his complete zombie army, especially with the zombie Rox pirates. Mm-hmm. You have all this stuff. Why are you doing that? To take over the world? I think it's now because he was going to go and...
Well, it was all about Kaido. It was always about Kaido. That the Thriller Bark, he said, we know repeatedly, it was all to get Kaido. He said that plainly. So now we know, but now we thought it was just a power grab. I want to be a warlord. I want to be an emperor and this or that. No, now we know that he was a Kozuki, and it's more about revenge than anything.
It's more about revenge and fulfilling the promise and saving his land. And then you go to the samurai zombie, whose name I can't remember that he had.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I know that guy is related to Zoro, but it makes you start wondering, why did he have that body? Because originally some people thought he went there to get that body. That's why he went to Wano, but he wouldn't have begun the zombie army until after he went to Wano. So why did he have that body? Mm-hmm. I think he was friends with that dude, because we saw that dude take on Kaido and lose.
Well, yes, that you saw that. I didn't see it. So that's different. So when I read all that stuff, that imagery isn't there. So that's an anime only stuff. So I haven't seen this. So this is information I was not aware of. So
yeah, the guy who battled like the zombie, you end up during Yamato's flashback and seeing like some of the stuff Yamato went to. She encountered that dude, and then you see him, kind of teaching Yamato a little bit while she's chained up and being tortured. He then goes out and takes on Kaido because he wants to go save all of Wano, and he dies. He doesn't get it. So now you have Kozuki Moria. You have his buddy who went to go fight. He takes his buddy away, and then he learns about his zombie abilities and creates a zombie friend. It's pretty deep.
But he also still became an evil son of a bitch with what he
became an evil son of a bitch. He's not a good dude. But it also makes you kind of look at him in a more sympathetic way.
Well, we know where he came from.
Yeah.
But Moria did some heinous fucking shit on Thriller Bark.
Yeah.
Heinous shit.
What he did to Oars as well.
Yeah.
Also tells you why he wanted Oars so much.
Which they talked about in this month's chapters, talking about giants and ice and all that kind of stuff that came up this month.
Yeah. A bunch of the Galley Law pirates. Or Galley Raw? They said it's
I would say
a different name.
Well, whatever.
I think it's Raw. It's either Law or Raw, because there's two different Galley. There's Galley Law that we know over at Water 7, but then there's Galley Raw, which was the the giants that build ships.
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly, the other thing with Kozuki Moria, that also explains why Blackbeard wanted him. Because he would have been able to read the poneglyphs. And there is still a rumor that there's a poneglyph on Hachinosu. So
it might be a marker. Well, now we'll
it's
care about
not.
the marker.
It's not a marker.
Yeah,
but there's a poneglyph there.
Yeah.
And it always made me question why the hell didn't Blackbeard kill Moria to get his fruit? Like, that's a powerful fruit. Why don't you just kill him to take that fruit if you wanted the fruit's power? Because they were doing that. They did that to Absalom, his buddy who was a creep that had the invisibility fruit. They did that to him to get his invisibility fruit. So why don't you just do that to Gecko Moria? Why did you keep him alive?
True. I don't know. I will wait and see. I don't want to think too hard.
I like thinking. It makes me engaged.
Makes you feel smart.
Yes, it makes me feel smart.
What do you think about this?
What do I think about what?
I've been waiting all stream to do that. Because I got sound buttons now. Oh,
I was getting so into the thrill. I was like, wait, do you have a One Piece thought? And
I figured this is the moment. He's comfortable. He won't see it coming. I've been waiting all stream to do that. Well,
the most rude thing for Oda to do would be to incorporate that laugh. I would drop One Piece in a heartbeat if that laugh shows up.
Anyway, so there we are. There's our One Piece discussion for the month. We'll be back next time with September's chapters as we see what happens. God Valley, here it comes.
I'm so excited.
See, you know what I really want to see, because we've only seen it a couple of times. I want to see Roger fighting.
Same.
I want to see what is we've seen him get ready to fight in a couple other flashbacks. But we've never seen Roger fight. We've
seen him use Divine Departure once before. I want to see him use Divine Departure against rocks and to see just how truly powerful that thing can be. And see somebody survive Divine Departure.
And I want to see, they needed it. They say, because now we're learning things may not be as we know. They say it took Garp and Roger to beat rocks. So I want to see, really? Or is that just another lie in all of this?
Also, remember, when it comes to God Valley, unlike the live action, which everybody apparently knows about God Valley, the only people that know about God Valley are high-ranking Marines and people of the world government, because nobody else knows what happened. Nobody else knows that God.
Or like Rayleigh knows,
or Kuma, but
anybody.
Well, and I guess also Bonnie.
Okay. Anybody that was there and is still alive knows what happened.
Yeah,
so
everybody, nobody.
A couple of the remaining Roger pirates at the time, and a couple of the remaining. Well, there are no rocks pirates anymore. They're all dead.
Potentially, we don't know about Kaido.
Yeah, okay, but still, you know what I mean.
But the vast majority of them are all dead. So, like, there's very few people that actually know what happens at God Valley. The general populace doesn't know about God Valley.
And Garp's being held prisoner by Blackbeard right now. So. Yeah,
but also that's unlike in the live action where I heard about this a while ago and I forgot to tell you about this.
What? No.
Logtown's going to be putting on a play. Okay, they're putting on a play called Garp, the Hero of God Valley.
No. All right, I'm sorry. If you love One Piece, you should not be praising this show. I don't care if Oda's involved. I don't want to hear Oda said it was okay. This bullshit, man. It's like it's like cheat code to get
Nobody
information.
knows about God Valley. The fact that you're going to be telling everybody about God Valley, this very historical event that I don't think people want to know about, because of just how dark it truly is.
Yeah.
people should not know about God Valley. People shouldn't know about rocks because the whole point is you don't.
They
know
wanted
about
to erase rocks from history.
Yes, because of how powerful he was, and if Roger can inspire a bunch of people just by people seeing him die, what do you think rocks would do from a story like that?
Yeah. All right. All right. Let's wrap it up because I got to go to another show.
And I have to do another show too.
Yes. So thank you, everybody. We're done. We'll be back next month with Gundam Seed Freedom and another discussion of One Piece because that's what we do. And then the other thing that comes up, there's not much. It'll begin in the next season, so I will have started watching some shows around then, so we can maybe talk.
Clevitus.
Yeah, so we'll talk other things. And if there's no other real news that we're caring about because this show's about talking about a specific show. I mean, once we're done with Summer Gundam, maybe we'll round up a guest or two again. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyway,
we can see what happens depending on.
All right,
time.
so you got Chatterday.
I got Chatterday. I have to set it up, so I still need to get water. So you guys look out for that. I'll tweet out links and do all that wonderful stuff here.
Yeah. I'm going to go do some Star Trek stuff. You guys can catch on Bradley Burnett, Duke Devil 95's channel every Wednesday when it edits up. And then we'll be playing Final Fantasy 14 later because no one's got to go anywhere tomorrow. So up all night playing games.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.